Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Let me in, I'm trying to fuck now. I said, let me in.
Oh, change your tone.
Right on cue.
Yeah, right? Perfect. Hey guys, welcome back to another 6 Feet Under podcast. And today we have a little different one from the past 2 episodes that you might watch that we did. They were long.
We're back on tour.
Back on tour. Shit. Oh, shit. But like always, before we start, we're going to take on sponsors. Today we're going to thank Old SheepDog, like always. Old SheepDog located at 3900 Rosa Avenue, Paso Texas, 79905. And today we're drinking a little heavier beers. I'm drinking Brujo, which is a chocolate stout, 9.9% ABV, which is like this beautiful dark one. Ooh, and Caesar is drinking Old Yeller, a classic pale ale, 5.4.
Poor dog, man.
And also want to thank Vitolas. Vitolas located at 214 West Franklin, El Paso, Texas, 79901. And I mean 216. I fucked up. 216 West Franklin.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
That's the first time you've messed it up in a while, so...
And it's funny
I'll give you that one for
because every time I've been messing it up at work, I've been putting the Vitolas address like, oh shit.
like whoops.
But you know, guys, if you want a cigar, some beautiful, delicious cigar, over 360 cigars, stop by Vitolas right across the baseball stadium.
Yeah, guys, and as always, please be sure to check us out at 6feetunderstudios.com, where you will find links to all of our streaming platforms, our YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. You'll also find all of our other projects on there as well as our local spotlight, where we always like to feature a local artist, businessman, anybody that we work with. We like to do a little spotlight for them on there, so be sure to check that out and support them as well. Remember, guys, we're all about supporting local, especially right now during these difficult times.
I always go too fast on this.
I always do that fast. And I've realized that, and I try to slow down, but I can't. It's just like in my hand like that. But yeah, guys, as I mentioned, we're on tour again today. Today we're coming from you, the Bodega Shared Space. Is that what it's called?
Yes, right?
Bodega Shared Space. Yeah.
Right upstairs, Old SheepDog.
Right above Old SheepDog. So we're not too far from our good friends downstairs.
If we run out of beer, you might see this one.
So Gus might be coming through every now and then. You might just see him popping up real quick just to bring us a refill. Just send him a quick text, hey bro, bring some more. But no, thank you again to them for helping us out like always. And again, we're from Bodega today with Alex, another Alex.
Right. I feel like we're everywhere, huh?
And I was like, gosh, shit.
Alex is everywhere here.
No, but then when I'm like, I have to edit the names.
Why you have to edit
I'm
the
just
names?
kidding. No, but like mine's always Alex 6. So cool.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. Like you're want to introduce yourself and what do you do? Like I don't know how to explain it. No, you blow glass, but it sounds dirty when I say it.
I know, right? Yeah. That's,
He's a glass blower.
let's just say we melt glass. That sounds better than blowing. Yeah, I make all kinds of different things from anywhere from hand pipes to shot glasses, jewelry, pendants, you name it. I pretty much, well, at least I'm trying to make it all right now. Nobody else is really doing it in the city other than people that have it as a hobby. So I'm trying to bring it into the city as a possible way to start teaching people the artwork. Because nobody does it here and there's really little to no scene here for glass, or at least glass appreciation in that sense. If you go to Colorado and stuff, like it's huge out there. So people really respect the artwork for it, and they just have a different, I guess, view of things as opposed to here. You know, people kind of just want something out of glass and they think it's just really manufactured by like a machine or something, as opposed to by hand. So there's a little more appreciation for it once you actually see it in action.
Yeah, because I don't think I ever seen another you that I know.
It's cool because like I've seen videos of it when we're watching you right now, but I've never seen it like in person. I've never seen anybody I never even knew anybody who does that. So I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a few artists here in the city. I want to say like maybe about 5, 6 maybe. But again, like they do it because they love it, not because it's like a thing that's going on. So again, I want to try and bring it here and start bringing in people that would like to try it out, you know. Maybe might be something that they might want to do like down the road, or maybe even start a community here. Just just trying to bring a different approach to the artwork.
You're trying to introduce it more to the city.
Yeah. Aside from what I like usually do, which is like murals and canvases, paintings, spray paint, paintbrush, things like that. So I wanted to test myself with something else, and I kind of just tried it out and I fell in love with it.
So is that how you got started with it? You just kind of like, I don't know, we're like, you know what, I'm going to try that. Or...
So, I mean, it's always been interesting to me. But I actually used to manage Urban Legend down on Yarborough. Before that, though, I was working at his east side location off of Zaragoza. So he knew that I did artwork and everything. And one day I just kind of pitched it to him like, hey, man, so if I learn everything, put my time into it, would you invest into like getting the equipment, you know, so we can possibly start something from here in the back. And that's pretty much how it all started. He invested in the equipment and I would come in after hours on my off time. I would just put in hours and hours and hours of work. Excuse me. And eventually, after he promoted me to be his manager at the other shop, well, I had also moved down to Central too, so I wasn't close to that other shop. So I had to basically just start building up my own stuff so I can practice on my own time.
Oh, okay. And it was just like a random, just like, oh, I want to try this shit. Or you had like already like experience on...
No, I had zero experience at all whatsoever. It was straight like YouTube videos and just reading. That's all it was. Zero experience.
How do you wake up? I was like, I want to fucking burn glass.
No, I mean, I was always curious about it, and I worked and I was surrounded by glass all the time. So it was like curiosity, you know?
Oh, okay. So, because I honestly, like, sometimes at night, you know, they go on YouTube and start watching
He just
shit.
woke up in the middle of the night. Go turn the stove on.
No, but I always get like into like watching other fucking...
Shot glasses.
Like, well, that one didn't work.
Like, what happened to Alex? Fucking burned my house down, dude. Wow, I fucking started blowing glass, but I didn't know what I was doing, so...
Started blowing glass. He started blowing it. Like, you know, you need fire for that, right? Oh, that's why it's not working.
It's
the combination.
Just friction. Fucking...
You bend it with your mind.
I'm there. I'm waiting. I'm trying. Yeah, like, because I always like look into those videos. Like, I always get stuck in watching how like people do stuff. Because I know there's this YouTube video I watched. A brother, Arm something. They make weapons and they're always like.
It's that one show. Forge and Fire or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like that.
They make swords and knives.
Yeah, they
and
make
all
from
kinds
shows
of stuff.
and video games. And I always get like when they make the little jewelry parts, I was like, oh shit, they're actually like have to like burn all this shit.
Yeah. You have to be able to manipulate a solid state into a liquid state, pretty much.
So how long have you been doing this now for then?
Me, myself, I want to say about 2.5, going on 3 years, like on and off. Because again, there was that gap to where I had to build up my own equipment.
Yeah.
So when I first jumped into it, I had everything there at the shop, and then going from that to like starting to like a little baby torch, and then building my way up. So there was times where I didn't have a chance to. So I guess I would say actual torch time, maybe about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Actual like physically being in there, putting in the hours. So I'm about that deep in it right now.
And what was it like, I guess, going from working to that shop to coming here and starting your own spot and bringing all that equipment? Like, was it a good process to get everything to where it is now, or?
Well, again, everything that I have here right now, of course.
It always happens.
Yeah, right.
Every time we go somewhere, there's always a train. Like even when we do it at Vitolas, there's a train behind it. Here.
Well, every time we do it here, especially, we always get the train.
Oh yeah,
at some point.
Super loud. It never fails.
My house.
So the process of getting everything here. So everything that you see behind us right now actually used to be at my house, and I have this patio outside which is exposed to the elements. So that's kind of where I was like, okay, I need a place that's enclosed. And Bodega Shared Workspace actually, you know, it was a great idea. I hit him up as soon as he rented out the space, and we kind of just, between all of us, kind of agreed that we wanted to make it into a shared workspace for creatives.
Okay.
I mean, from any kind of artworks. So everything that you see back here is basically what I brought, and I'm trying to make more stations for multiple people to be blowing glass at any given time.
Because you guys have a lot of space. Like, I remember when this opened, I think you were the only one here, and the shoes.
Right.
And it just looks so empty now. It's just like seeing the hairstylist, the barber, and then
we're trying to get one more person in here. If anybody's interested, come and see Juan. You guys can talk about a space over here. We're looking for any kind of creatives here that don't mind sharing space with other creatives. So obviously, the only wall that's in here would probably be these mobile ones that you see back here. Other than that, everything's pretty much open.
Like, how many times have you burned yourself? That's like...
You know what? When I'm not paying attention, I do put stuff down that doesn't necessarily look like it's hot, but I forget that it retains heat still. So I've burned myself quite a few times, but nothing to where I was like,
Dying.
Like when I had to go to the hospital or nothing like that.
Not
I
even
cut
at
myself
the beginning,
too.
or like,
I was like, I burned my mac and cheese the other night.
Yeah, like I burned myself to where I'm like, oh shit, but it's never been severe to where I had to like put something on or
He's all just,
go anywhere.
just a little mustard. I'm good.
Not even that, just I guess just
You
take
get
it,
used
just
to
take
it.
the pain, yeah. But again, it doesn't happen as often, so or at least not anymore.
yeah, because like my question with glass is like, how do you get? Because I know the colors. How you change those colors on the glass? I always wonder.
So
that.
there's some color. So colors, when it comes to glass, there's no pigment per se. Every color is a combination of different metals.
Yeah.
So the manufacturers that make them have to combine those metals, then you get those colors. There's colors that contain gold or silver in them, and they're called striking colors, meaning that so the combination of to work a flame on a torch is propane and oxygen. Depending on how much propane and how much oxygen you give it, you can manipulate that color spectrum within that particular, like, I guess, color category.
Yeah.
So just like with crayons, there's certain colors, and with these, there's certain colors, so they go through different shades.
But
So there's a specific selection of colors that are available.
also, it's all just you manipulate it all with the heat. Then.
Yeah, exactly. So you can control the color that you want. If you know the spectrum that it goes through, you just give it the right amount of another percentage of each, or either one, and it'll give you the color that you're looking for.
Reggie Biv, bro.
Or you just fuck it up.
Yeah.
Spray paint it.
I'd be
No,
like,
it's like I don't think it's
Nah,
a good
yeah,
idea.
I mean, there's people that do it. There's people that paint with acrylic paint over it, but it's only gonna last so long.
Yeah, it's like I was wondering because I see like when you break it, you can still see it in the inside. So I'm
Yeah,
just like,
exactly,
How the fuck
yeah,
they get these colors there? Is it just trying to figure out where the color comes from? Or?
no, I was looking at the pipes and everything he made right here. How did you get to like making the pipes? Is that like your main focus or like?
Well, yeah, again, so coming from the smoke shop, like seeing nothing but pipes pretty much. So looking at YouTube videos, that was the first thing I went to. Yeah, because there's solid blown work too. Like I have marbles that are back there. They have like encased opals or diamonds or designs on them. But there's hollow work, there's solid work. It's pretty much the same process. It's just one's thicker than the other. The hollow work is a little bit more, I guess, a little trickier because you have to keep the walls the same length. You have to be pushing air through it. Solid work is a little bit easier in the sense that you're just using gravity.
Okay, gotcha.
To manipulate things. So it has its own little niche, depending on what you want to make.
Diamonds inside? Like how the fuck you get that?
Well, so on these, they're synthetic diamonds. They're glass diamonds that have a specific temperature at which they can take so much heat without them melting themselves.
But how do you just put them in like in the middle? Like you just have to like open it and.
Well, I mean, there's a process. You have a tube, and then you drop the diamond down inside the tube. The tube's closed off, and then you melt the tube, and you melt the glass around the actual.
So you melt it around the tube on these?
So, like for instance, so you have an empty tube, right?
Yeah.
And it's closed at one end. You drop the diamond inside the tube, and then you dump it in the flame. So the diamond's dancing
diamond
around
section.
inside, and as it starts to get malleable, it starts to surround itself over the.
Okay,
starts to
I
gather
got you.
itself
I
around
got you.
whatever it is that you're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
encasing. Yeah, no, yeah,
No,
and
it's just
it-
like
That's crazy.
Honestly, the way I thought it was you're gonna tell me is like, it's like I do
push it
two
in there.
pieces in two separate pieces and then just melt them
Once
together.
it's melted, you just go. There you
Yeah,
go.
like get them really hot and just put them together with super glue.
It's like Play-Doh. Nah, dude.
I mean, there are certain things that have molds, like how you're saying, like 2 plates like that, but it's usually like beer bottles, wine glasses. I mean, not wine glasses, wine bottles, things like that. So they'll have a mold, and then they'll get obviously a hollow vessel, and then they'll shove it on the inside, and then they'll push air through it, and it'll conform to the shape of the mold. Then they pull the mold out, and then so that's mass manufactured by machines. But most stuff that you see, especially hand pipes, is usually always done by a person.
Okay.
How long does it take you to like do one?
It depends on how detailed I'm gonna go in it. Like if just the basic shape, if I have my prep ready, a basic pipe can take me like 5 minutes.
Oh shit!
Really?
That's
That's
it?
Yeah, it just
I was gonna,
again, it
I was gonna say an
depends.
hour. Like oh shit!
No, I mean, if I want to prep like the colors to make it a specific, theme or
theme
whatever, then of
or-
course I have to prep my stuff then, and then everything goes into what's called a blank, which is your basic, I guess your start off. That's what you would start with, is just like a either 3 to 4 inch section of just a tube. And from there, you can turn it into whatever you want. But to get it to the colors that you want, you have to put them together in sections or glass inside of glass. There's just different methods to accomplish different textures or colors and different techniques. Yeah, because a lot of people see colors on them. They think that people they're just painted on, and no, everything's like inside out or on the outside melted in. You're basically just bringing all the glass together to one happy temperature and one happy, I guess, diameter.
Oh, okay. Damn, it's like 5. So how many do you do a day, like usually?
And again, it depends on what I'm working on. If I'm working on something fancy, like there's a piece in there that I was working on for like 2 days just because I was prepping it to get it to where I wanted it to be. And that's all I did for those 2 days.
Is that like a multiple color one or just the shape? It
No,
took you longer?
it's the color. It's mainly the color. So if I want something that has a bunch of colors with a specific design on it, then I have to make my prep work ready. And then I have to connect it into other sections. I mean, I'll show you guys later so that way you can see what I'm talking about. But there's specific designs that I want on them. And sometimes you can like have it ready and then draw on it, I guess. But the colors are melted so that you don't feel any of the surface.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you usually work like basically on what you want to do, or do you like get custom orders and stuff like that?
For now, it's just what I want to do. Okay. I'm still trying to get my pieces into shops, but I haven't really been pushing it. I've only been here like maybe like 2 weeks. Okay. Maybe something like that.
So you're still fairly getting your...
Yeah. I'm trying to get more people in here because it's just me. Gotcha. So of course, while I need to sustain the business, I need to be making production pieces, which is repetition, just banging them out all day. Me personally, I don't want to do that. If that makes sense. I want to do the more artistic side of things. I want to make like architecture or just functional things that people can use, or just as a centerpiece, or what have you, just the more artistic side of things. But again, I will sit here sometimes and I'll just bang out a bunch of hand pipes or Sherlocks or bubblers or what have you. But still, I'm always practicing with new colors. I'm trying new techniques as I'm doing it, because doing the same thing repetition gets old after a while.
Especially with the same colors. Like you get annoyed. Like, what did you do? Have something else? Like, no, it's all blue, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it gets kind of boring with that. So I try to stay away from that, but I know that I have to in order to be able to bring some money in, so that way I can be paying rent and whatnot, getting more materials, things like that.
Especially because you're starting.
And it's just me, so I can only make so many myself. So that's why I want to bring more people in here, have them learn. And if they like it, then, maybe we can start like a job process or something to where.
So do you want to do like classes and stuff where you teach people to do it?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Okay. So that way they can for now, I want to teach people to the point where we can build an actual team of people to actually...
So you want to pretty much take on people to be like an apprentice, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then eventually, once we get to the point where I can expand a little more, have more stations, then we can start opening it up more to the public for them to come in and have fun with it. Just come in like, oh, you want to leave with like a little marble or something you want to make? Cool, boom, jump in.
That'd be dope, man. If you come in here and make your own little set of canicas.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Have it be like a family thing too. So, but we have to get to that point first where we can sustain everything, the equipment, because it does get pretty expensive with all the gases and stuff that we have to pay for, the electricity for the kilns. So once we get to that point, then we can open it up and have it more as a...
because that's the first thing I see, like walking in, is like, damn, there's a lot of tanks.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, shit, are we grilling? Are we grilling later on, or what's going on?
Are we grilling?
I get distracted really easily. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got a 5-second attention span.
What? The fuck are we doing now? So like, so far, what's the thing that like artistic wise that you're like super proud that you have done here, or like before that you're, like it took you a while and you got like
involving glass?
Yeah, involving glass.
I don't know, man, because like when I first started, there was stuff that I worked on for like 3 days because I was practicing techniques, and for me just to accomplish getting the shape that I wanted without it cracking or breaking on me was like fulfilling enough.
So it can crack like when you're blowing it?
Yeah.
Like,
so you can't just dump it into the flame. You have to prepare the glass to be at a happy working temperature. Otherwise, it'll cause thermal shock.
So you got to get the glass high.
Yeah, pretty much. To an extent, you can't just grab it and just throw it in, because it's just it has to be a specific malleable temperature in order for it to want to do what you want it to do.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, that thing's just gonna.
Take it out on a date, some coffee.
Yeah, dude. You can't just jump right into it. You gotta take it to dinner first, get it softened up.
Rub your shoulders.
Yeah. Once you get the okay, because consent is key.
That's when you start blowing.
That's when you use the blow.
No, but so let's say I'm working on the head of the piece, like I'm blowing out the bowl or whatever. I can't just jump back to the mouthpiece because it's been getting cold for a while. So I can't just like dump in the flame, because then it'll just all shatter. And that's the worst part, is spending so many hours on something and then it just either falls off your blow tube or it just fucking breaks right in your face.
So if you mess it up or something, you're not able to just kind of like melt it again and rearrange it?
It depends on how it cracks. If it's in an area, like, so sometimes I'll have a piece that'll show a crack, but it won't break completely.
Gotcha.
So I'll be able to go with a mini torch and I can chase, and it sounds funny, you chase the crack, but you chase it, you chase it with heat and it'll start to melt itself back in. But sometimes it'll crack to the point where like there's no way, you just got to start over, or you might be able to salvage a piece of it. It's just sometimes it's I guess more productive to just not worry about a broken piece and just start over again.
Gotcha.
Like when you have enough, like I guess if you fucked up a lot and have a bunch of broken pieces, you use that for something, or like?
Sometimes I do. If I can, I will use it for like another piece, but most of the time it just gets chucked in the bucket. Yeah.
What's the materials like for you? Is it expensive to get like glass to mold and whatnot, or?
How can I explain it? Like there's certain colors that are made by certain companies that only get released every so often. So those colors are very expensive. So like a rod that's about a foot long by like 7 millimeters can range anywhere from like $1 upwards of $20 a piece. Just depends on the color.
Okay.
So there's Chinese glass, there's German glass, there's real manufacturers out there that start from the beginning. They probably work out a place like this and they pull their own colors.
What's the difference in glass if you get it like Chinese or German? How you just said.
The way you take them out on the
date. Right? No. So the same way like you would see TVs, there's Sanyo, Sony's, Panasonic, Samsung, things like that. They all pretty much function the same way. They're just manufactured from different places. So in a sense, it's not to say that one's cheaper than the other.
So isn't a really big difference? It's just more of like the brand and pretty much the experience of that brand and manufacturer?
So like, Chinese glass is really, really cheap, but also like it depends on what you're going to do with it, because sometimes it won't accept certain colors.
Okay, gotcha.
Like if it's American color for some reason, they have what's called a coefficient of expansion. And there's different types of glass. So what I work with is it's scientific glass or borosilicate. Mm-hmm. There's There's quartz, there's silica, there's all kinds of different types of glass, but you can't just mix them together. Because if they have different COEs, then they're not gonna like each other, and it's just gonna cause thermal stress and it's gonna just crack. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So there's different types of glass, and then there's also different areas of glass where you can buy stuff from. And sometimes, let's say if you're going to do mass manufacturing, then of course you want like Chinese glass, because it's going to cost you cheaper. And then they don't have any of like the like crazy colors, but they have simple stuff that's just as, I guess, visibly pleasing.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could say.
They got that anime glass.
Anime.
Shit, so it's all neon and like super light blue.
Yeah.
No, they have some really, really good colors, but again, it just depends on what you're planning on making.
I was expecting that, like German and like Asian.
Well, I mean, Japanese. That was the only reason I asked, because I mean, it sounded like when you were saying, I mean, obviously it wasn't but I thought like you meant like they probably manufacture it differently in terms of materials that they use to make it.
I mean, I'm not that deep into it. I couldn't tell you 100%.
So that's why I was like, oh, I didn't know, like, different countries or whatever made different types of glass or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, as long as it's the same COE, then they should technically, well, in theory, work together, but it's just like a trial and error process.
Okay.
I mean, there's known colors that for sure that are very, very common that glass blowers already work with, and they'll just say like, okay, stay away from this color and this color combination because they just don't work.
Gotcha.
For whatever reason. Yeah.
And can you mix those glasses, like a German one with a...
You can. Again, it just depends. As long as they're happy together and they're not going to cause stress, because there are some that are just like clear colors, and then there are some that are very, very, very thick, I guess you could say. Oh, and if you dump them in the flame, one might get hotter than the other faster, and it might be like harder to keep your shape.
As long as the UN meeting goes well and there's no crazy antics,
all glass show,
they'll be okay.
Like if your shot glass crack, is probably because the meeting went wrong.
Probably.
Right.
But like, what's because you're making pots, and then that's how do you change from that to making a glass? Like, you have to change the temperature or the glass?
No. The same concept. It depends. Like, let's say if we're gonna make something like this, then I would take either a bigger section, because depending on the wall thickness, I would blow it out to be similar to this.
Oh.
So it's pretty much the same process as making a pipe, in a sense of you're still controlling the wall thickness and the diameter of what you're working with. Mm-hmm. So I can make a goblet, a wine glass, a shot glass. I just need to know how much glass I need in order to pull it out to the size that I need it to be.
And then do you grab, like, do you actually grab it by hand, like with the gloves? Or
No,
you always use the tools, right?
Yeah, there's tools, of course. Yeah, it's going to be way too hot. I mean, there are some like Kevlar gloves that you can put on and grab stuff, but for the most part, there's tools so that way, because you always have to keep everything on symmetry. Yeah. There's always an axis that you're always spinning your hands either up or down to keep the glass flowing into each other, to keep the wall thickness the same. Mm-hmm. And you're always constantly turning to make sure, because if not, gravity will just bring it down.
So then how does the blowing part come into play?
So the blowing part is after you've gotten it to where it's a nice even heat to where you know the glass is going to be able to be pushed by air, then you can either use a blow tube where you connect it to the end and connect the other end off. And just blow into it lightly, of course,
Yeah.
or hard, or whatever it is you're making with, or you would remove the tube and you would blow it out by hand.
Okay.
Like experienced artists do it like that without the blow tube. But that's what it is you go from, there's heat signatures too. So if it starts to get like a yellowish orange to like, once it's like a yellowish orange, then you can start to manipulate it and it's still in a sort of hollow state. The way I like to compare it is like, it's from a solid to like a taffy state, and then to a honey state, and then finally to a very liquid state. So there's certain levels or heat signatures in which you can tell where it's in. So that
And
way.
did that take a lot of trial and error for you to understand what exactly the right point was to start blowing and how to blow?
Yeah, not only that, but also like having the right lighting around me. Because if I was out in the daytime, it's a lot harder to see those heat signatures because daylight kind of just, it's a combination of seeing colors or heat spectrums with the combination of feeling it in your hand.
Gotcha.
You can feel the weight. You can feel when one hand is rotating different than the other. It'll twist the glass. So that takes a lot of practice of doing this all day for hours on end. Just twist. So that's the biggest part. Or I guess the hardest part, I could say, because if you don't do it right, your rim will come out all messed up. Your cup will be tilted, or it's just, it won't look right at all. It won't function.
Give me 1 second. Stop that. These chairs are way too comfy. I have to be moving because then I feel like I'm gonna be.
I like these chairs a lot, actually.
Yeah,
man.
Well, yeah,
These are
but
really
then I
nice.
feel like I'm just chilling and I'm gonna shuck my beer all the time. Which is not a thing that we don't see here.
Yeah, every now and then.
Fuck last week.
So I guess obviously you mentioned obviously you've been doing art and that's how you got into this. You started doing other stuff before this. What was it like for you making that switch? Do you still practice doing murals and drawings and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I do. Like on my normal, I guess my day job. I guess you could say that's what I normally do. I do logo work from. I do graphic design, logo work, murals, commercial work. I don't know how to explain it. I guess anything that involves with painting.
Okay.
It can be with paintbrush or spray paint or oils.
Yeah, just like a freelance.
Yeah, freelance artist pretty much. But lately, I've been doing more murals than anything, and it's usually mostly for bars. So a lot of bars out here that I've done, like the original Luchador. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes.
I painted all that. That was one of the first ones that I guess one of the first bars that had actual mural work.
Was the one downtown, right?
No, that was the second one. The one on the east side.
That was on the east side.
Yeah.
I used to go to one downtown because I used to work
It was
right
way
across
out
the
there.
street.
Was that in Zaragoza?
Yeah, Zaragoza, and I think Vista del Sol.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vista del Sol.
I know. I never went to the.
I do remember that.
I knew it was some there, but I just went to the one downtown because
I don't think it lasted long.
I
I
used
think
to
it
teach
was
around
I
there.
think about a little over a year,
dude.
maybe.
Because they shut it down. Something
maybe 2
happened there,
years.
right?
I don't know, a lot of stuff, but I remember it was like a super big party place.
Yeah.
I think they were one of the first ones that merged, I guess, the club scene and
With the bar scene.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the Three-Legged Monkey too, of course.
But I think that was one of the bigger ones at that point. Because
Yeah, at that
I
point,
remember
yeah.
that one kind of popped up right around the time I started going out and seeing all that kind of shit. So
Yeah, they
I do
started
remember
bringing
that
in
one.
DJs and stuff like that. So I think it was more, they hyped it up more to build that I guess.
Went to eat for lunch there. The one
No, they had
downtown.
some really good
I was
food
just
too.
saying,
Yeah.
over there to eat.
No, the one downtown when they opened, because I used to teach right there next to where Club 69 used to be.
Okay.
Can't say the name where I used to work, but I used to work there. So it was when lunch breaks, like it was either we're gonna eat at Tabla, Garden, or Luchador. So it's just you get Tabla is fucking way. We're spending way too much money there, and drinking too much midday and going back to work. It's just shit. I have to teach a class now. But yeah, I remember eating their food. It's fucking good at the time. I don't know if nowadays, but they're not there anymore. But
No, they're not. They're not around no more.
I guess all those places are closed.
What was it like for you? How did you get started, I guess, into art? What was your story behind all that?
I've always drawn since I was little. My dad used to have all these lowrider art magazines and used to draw lowriders too. I would see those and I would be really interested in it. Just in general, I mean, I grew up in Sparks. There wasn't really much to do out there except be out and playing on the dirt or whatever.
Yeah.
So drawing was just my go-to thing, I guess, because back then there was really not much to do. I mean, no cell phones, no nothing. There's
Good old days.
there's just Nintendo cartoons. Not much.
Yeah.
So drawing was my go-to, and I've always been interested in it. Just creating in general. My grandpa was a carpenter. I remember being a kid and just grabbing
Helping out.
electronics and just taking them apart and putting together. I've just always been hands-on. Always been hands-on. And drawing was the one thing that always kept me busy.
That's funny because I used to do the same, like break stuff apart, put them back together, and they hated that. Like, what happened to the VCRs? Took it apart.
But now it has Bluetooth, Mom.
What's Bluetooth? Like, good question. I don't know.
Ask me in 10 years.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Now that I think about it, 10 years from Bluetooth? More, huh? Fucking Bluetooth. I don't know, dude.
Maybe around that. No, yeah, probably around that time. I think 10 years, maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Sorry, let's go away. What's going on?
And what was for you, I guess, the moment you knew? Because, I mean, you said, I guess, it's pretty much what you do, right? You do freelance work, and then plus this. Did you always know, like, that was what you were going to do? Or did you try something else and, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going back to this?
Oh, I mean, I've always had the regular 9-to-5 job for, like, the longest time. I've been through so many different jobs, but I still always was drawing or doing canvas or something like that. And I think it probably progressed more when I came back from Phoenix, like 2010, because there wasn't actually an outlet for it. So Three-Legged Monkey used to have these little art shows. Matter of fact, with Diego Martinez. Yeah, he used to bar back there and had the idea of starting to do some little art shows and stuff. And from there, like, things just kind of fell into place.
Okay.
Go do a bunch of shows here and there, go set up, sell canvas, build my name up little by little. You know, people gave me opportunities to come and paint at places, and now people commission me to go and do work at their places. Yeah.
Which one's the one that you're, like, super proud of? Like, that's like, oh, fuck, like, this is the best. Like, mural that you're like, fuck, that this, like, you surprise yourself or like, oh shit, I can do this?
I would probably say it's the most recent ones in terms of size. Because El Luchador was probably the biggest wall I've been at, but I didn't fill the entire wall, you know, so it was kind of just placement. The newer walls are for EP Draft House, so the east side one.
Oh, okay.
I did that wall with the Khalid and Aaron Jones cheersing each other, and then the whole entire sidewall with the wash of the city and stuff. I'm not sure if you guys seen it or not.
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. I haven't seen the actual wall, but I've seen pictures
so
of it.
That's probably the biggest wall I've done in terms of covering the entire wall. And then right now, I just finished the interior for the west side location, in which I don't know if you guys seen pictures with the Kobe Bryant. And,
I saw the Kobe Bryant part. I didn't. I think you were starting it when I saw, like, they were barely, like, it was not a lot of color on it yet.
Probably, but
so
I finished
like, it. Story.
Yeah, I finished it at the end of October.
November.
Yeah, I finished that. Yeah, but I still have, like, the patio to do, so they're still building onto that and stuff. So it's still something that's in the works. So once I finish it, I'll be posting it, and I should be going back this week actually to be finishing the patio.
I haven't seen that one. That one's, it's Kobe Bryant. That's what you have on there.
It's Kobe and then Chadwick Boseman, and it's like a crazy wash of colors, and it's two walls actually the same size, and then the other side's more themed like beer stuff with hops and taps and things like that.
Did you see that they're starting filming Black Panther 2?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
In July. This shit? Sorry, it's because you said Chadwick Boseman, and it just popped into my head. I was like, holy shit, they're about to start filming that already.
Yeah, apparently the sister's gonna be.
They haven't said, but that's what's supposed to happen.
Because they even changed that on the comics book since he passed away. They're putting they're giving the throne to the sister.
But it's because that happens in the comics. She takes up after him. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They haven't said like if she's gonna be the new Black Panther, but they said she has a more prominent role in the film, which I'm sure she will.
Yeah, there's no more planned. So
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this always happens, by the way. Like we always like jump to something else with the movie. That fucking Power Rangers, dude.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, dude.
It just comes up in every conversation. Or?
Somehow we always end up.
Either talking about a movie, Power Rangers, or the Mighty Ducks. I don't know
That's
how.
what we grew up with.
I don't know why, but it always comes up somehow.
Yeah, because like when you're thinking 90s, that's the main thing you think is just Power Rangers, Weird
Ninja
Candy,
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. You know, like in Europe, they couldn't use the name Ninja. So it's Teenage Hero Turtles.
Teenage Hero Turtles?
That sounds stupid.
How's the theme song go then?
But apparently it was a big deal because apparently like ninjas was too violent to say on TV back in the day. Like really, like we say shit on kids cartoon back in the day. But ninjas wasn't allowed.
I don't know.
Also like soccer in Australia is actually soccer, not football. Also happy about that. It's like, suck a dick, guys. Because I always defend it's like, no, it's football. I was like, same bullshit. They kicking the ball.
So for you, I guess because I've kind of seen it more, especially since I've been hanging out with Alex. Because he knows a lot of artists. That's why I meet a lot of people who do artwork around the city.
Oh, we met.
Everybody does everyone. You can tell everybody has their own style to how they paint, draw, whatever. What would you say your style is like?
That's something I've have a really hard time pinpointing, because I in my opinion, I feel like I don't have one specific style. I try to diversify literally everything. But I guess the more things that I've noticed are, well, my background comes from graffiti, of course. So spray paint, I've always held a can. So for sure, I guess I have more of somewhat of an abstract style mixed with hard black lines.
Okay.
I guess you can comic book almost type of style. But
Or Americano, no?
I don't know. I really can't say, man, because I do a bunch of different stuff. I really can't pinpoint it, man. I'm sure if you ask somebody else that's familiar with my work, I've heard people tell me that oh yeah, I saw that. That has to be by Alex. But I don't know. I don't see it myself because I get so involved in my work that I don't really see too much repetition of the same thing, other than the hard lines for outlining, and then I love using entire color palettes.
Okay.
So I like washing the walls with all kinds of beautiful colors, or at least to me that are beautiful.
I was like, damn. So what's the most what makes you have more fun with it? Just the colors in general?
Yeah, the more colors I can mix in, and for me, hardlining things feels like it enhances those colors.
Oh, yeah, because I hate people when they don't not saying that you need an outline on everything, but having at least a hint of the outline and that little black marker is
I guess
that made it so much better.
I guess if the project asks for it, cool. But if let's say you're doing realism, sometimes you don't really want hardline. Yeah,
you use a hardline with the native color, you're doing a hardline red, and you still have red washes around. It's that blends in. But
I try to touch on a little bit of everything.
Do you ever are you ever working on things and you start to realize you know what, this looks too much like this, I need to change it up? Or do you not get that involved into it?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten to that point where I feel I'm copying this person's style or something.
Well, maybe not even a personal about yours. Say you just been working on pieces and then you start to think, you know what, I'm getting too involved in this kind of thing. I don't want to be that niche. Should I change it up, or do you just kind of whatever comes out, comes out?
Yeah, whatever comes out, comes out. I've never been that's why I don't feel like I have a specific style, because I try to do different things no matter what. Like I said, I like to be handy with my hands. Obviously handy. You get what I'm saying?
Ladies.
Well. But yeah, man, I don't think I have anything that I feel to me is repetitive. So I feel pretty comfortable with, starting new pieces all the time. I really like to do realism stuff, but at the same time, I like to mix it with crazy colors and abstract, shapes, designs, what have you, shading, things like that.
Okay.
I just like to get lost in it and just kind of play with colors.
I always draw Kobe Bryant, though.
That what?
I always draw Kobe. I don't know what. I was kidding.
You always draw
No,
Kobe?
I was joking. I don't.
I was saying,
What? Do I get a refill, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same.
Yeah.
I was gonna wait for you. I don't like the thing on the show. I don't like empty glasses because ain't no bitch.
oh man, fuck. I was gonna say, man, you're you don't even know who Kobe Bryant is.
I know that. Talk about hockey. I can tell you players, but other sports, yeah, maybe baseball.
And Alex is want to go to the UTEP football game. Oh, they scored a home run. No, dude. Wrong
I
sport.
told you, I think the only
This is a great football game.
Yeah.
I think the only time I had fun at we had this conversation at the football game was when I was at UT, and I went to one of the Longhorns games right there when I was at this time, and just the music, because they were playing pop punk as they came in, and it was a Day to Remember song. The way they came in, I was like, fuck yeah. That's the only time I was having
that
fun.
was the only thing you remember from the game. How was the game? I don't know, but the song that came out to was cool.
I remember they won, but other than that, I was like, I don't know who fucking was playing with. Other than that, I was like, no. But when we go to the hockey games, that's the other thing. I enjoy that just fucking violence and the music, and I do enjoy hockey a lot.
I've never been to a hockey game here.
But it's awesome, dude. Because I took you the first time. I was the first one. No, right?
No, I went to a couple before.
It's like white chocolate. But it's just he sees me as dude, you change. You start screaming at everybody. You get mad.
No,
Every
you don't
time a
scream at
fight
everybody.
happens.
You just yell at Wilson.
Fucking Wilson, dude. And Pickles.
Wilson, I was gonna say Wilson and Pickles,
But
actually.
Pickles no longer in the team because you fucking suck. That's the goalie, dude. Every time he came out and there was a goal coming in. Come on, dude.
Nah, man, you should go. They're pretty fun games, actually. They're pretty dope.
Good beers too.
As soon as things lighten up, I'm sure I'm gonna go a lot of places.
That's everybody, right?
Yeah.
How has it been for you since all this happened? Have you been like?
It hasn't really affected me, to be honest. I mean,
You started, no, like when the Rona started, kind of.
Like
here, yeah.
Here?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I've only been here for like 2 weeks. And Rona started at the beginning of the year, but I mean, it didn't really affect me in the sense that I'm always around this stuff anyway. So I was still at home doing my thing. You know, I had my studio there. I just happened to come across a good opportunity here, which is an open. Here we go with the train again. But
that was 3 trains in one. I think that was a record.
It's like every 15 minutes or every 20 minutes.
This is the first time.
I never realized this many trains went by in a day.
No, because like the last time we recorded Galeria, it was 1 train only. 1 train, and it was a 45-minute show. That was our shortest show too.
Maybe it's those Black Friday delivery, late deliveries.
It's everybody with their PS5s.
Dude, like, I have a. You said the fucking PS5. I have a friend that works in GameStop, so they are fully stocked, but they can't sell any.
Till Black Friday.
Because until Black Friday.
I was reading that a bunch of stores are stocking up for Black Friday.
Like Best Buy, they don't have any until next shipment, but GameStop, ever since the first shipment, they kept a larger amount just unlocked. I was like, dude, like just give it to me.
Yeah, and you know it's funny. I'm sure if you were to buy it from GameStop and then just turn right around, you know what? I'm gonna trade it in there and be like, I'll give you $30.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Or $50 to start credit. Like, what?
Fuck that, dude. No, like, if you try to buy it online from GameStop, you can only get the bundles. Like, so, like, if say in the Series X, you wanted an Xbox, you had to get the Xbox, the Game Pass. Either you get a Valhalla or Call of Duty Cold War. It's $700 there and an extra controller.
So in store it's console only, online is bundle.
No, like so far it's bundle only. But
everything?
Yeah. What? I was like, dude, like, yeah, I might spend that, but
and that's just from GameStop though, right?
So far that I've seen.
Okay.
But I'm just like, I'm still waiting for Microsoft to send me a fucking Xbox.
Wait, they still haven't sent it to you?
No, because apparently I bought it late.
Did you get the X or the S?
The X.
X, okay.
Yeah, I still want the fucking disc. Also the memory space, because fucking. Yeah, but like that's the only, like, they haven't said. I got an email 2 days ago. No, yeah, 2 days ago. It was like, oh, like due to like high demand, we haven't been able to finish sending all the pre-orders.
Got it directly from Microsoft?
Yeah, because he had a problem with Target, and then I had to place my order for the PS5 on Target, and they canceled it. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I don't want to spend $1,000
They just fucked this whole damn launch shit all over the place, man.
Well, they sent me an email where like, do you want to?
Yeah, do you want your money back or do you want to just wait?
And I like before I answer, it's like I'm gonna check online like who has it that I can buy it, so I get my money back and then just buy it there.
Yeah.
No, they were all out of stock, so I was like, I'm just fucking gonna wait. Either way, like, I'm not gonna buy a game so far.
No, either way, I mean, I think they screwed the whole fucking both PS5 and Xbox. They just
the entire launch
was just crap,
in general. How were you able to even like get into?
Because I have my Microsoft membership, and then
I have bots.
I have bots, pretty much. No, my bots are for my Bitcoin. But like, yeah, I was lucky because as soon as they announced it, they sent an email, and it's like you can pre-order, and once before the pre-order is like you just put like you want it, and they'll post your order. So once it goes active, the order goes in there.
Oh, so it's like an automatic order for you?
Yeah, it was like a code.
How convenient.
Like, cool. So I was like, cool, I can do that.
I give Xbox props on that because PlayStation's was fucking ridiculous, man.
They've been all over the place.
The day that they announced it, and all of a sudden,
well, I told you because we ordered from the same thing, and then mine got canceled and he didn't.
No, yeah, mine. I was able to get a pre-order from Target, but then sometimes either way, because like.
Yeah,
historically speaking, if you pre-order something, the idea is that you're gonna get it on the day it comes out.
Right.
And I've never had that issue with anything. But with fucking Target, for some reason, I pre-ordered the PS5, had it all, whatever. Day of launch day, I didn't even have tracking information or nothing. Like, I was just like, where the fuck is this thing? And it wasn't until like a day later, they're like, oh, it's on its way. It's like, what the fuck?
But you got $30.
Yeah, that's true. They gave me $30.
I'm sure the amount of, everything they're shipping right now. Yeah, especially with everything going on, everything's backtracked, you know.
Well, yeah, that's what they were saying.
Hey, man, Amazon gets me my shit on time still.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
You're right. Hey, Jeff Bezos has it good.
He's got it.
That's why my theory is that Jeff Bezos is a real Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be. You never know.
He's got some powers.
But yeah, like, I was happy when they canceled my Target, like, for the PS5. It's like, why do I spend just $1,000 in one day just in consoles? So I was just like, okay,
It is pretty dope though. I will say that. But fix your shit, because that shit made me mad that I couldn't fucking play any.
It's a mess right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
and
all
then,
the
like, all the
problems
ones-
everybody's having already with those
Yeah,
Yeah,
games.
dude. I had issues the first day I started it. It was
Yeah,
pretty
and
bad.
then like people that like for I think it's Valhalla that they bought the upgrade for the PS5 and then
Call of
the
Duty.
and then the fucking PS5 just locked down.
Yeah, it was Call of Duty. That
Fuck,
they
dude,
would
like, you
they
just-
would do the
you
upgrade.
break your own console.
You do
right
the
away.
upgrade, and for some reason it just like stops and it shuts everything down. But that happened to me too. Like I guess because they have an issue with the external hard drive. Because I just took mine from the PS4 and plugged it in, and they said you could do that with your PS4 games, so you could still play them. And I plugged it in, and apparently that causes the fucking system to just shut down and fuck up. Because like in the middle of me playing Miles Morales, all of a sudden I just went. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, that and
But yeah.
and if you're playing mobile, you can't use the 5 controller on your phone. To play mobile games, like if you're playing Miles Morales on your phone, like to the PlayStation Play app, you can't use your PS5 controller.
Let's use the PS4.
Yeah, but
the
the PS4 controller doesn't work on a PS5. What the
I
fuck is that?
I really don't like that. I like that they changed the controller, but I like that Xbox that you can use the last
Yeah, you
controller.
can use that and you can use
Yeah.
third party.
Like that
and
doesn't make sense.
PlayStation doesn't allow you
That
to use
doesn't make
third
sense
party.
to me. It's like I would think I could at least use my PS4 controller. It's the same shit, but
Fancier.
fancier.
It's money,
Whatever.
man.
It
They
is what it
all
is.
want money. They're like, you need an adapter for this. You need this for that. You need to.
Fucking Apple, stop giving us chargers and everything in the damn boxes.
Sony's catching up. Sony's
yeah,
catching
seriously.
on.
But then, like, do you know how like Apple fights against Samsung,
Yeah,
right? And you know who makes the Apple screens?
Samsung.
Samsung. And which one has a better screen? Apple. It's like, why don't you put your badass screen that you give to Apple
Because
on your phone?
they're probably making a bigger profit off that than having to worry about putting it to theirs.
Same thing with
they probably
Google.
have some kind of patent for it, and they can't sell it to anybody else except
Well, it's
Apple.
like-
That's very true.
You know how like Google like makes their money, right? Used to be exclusive for the iPhones. Because even if you search on your search bar under iPhone, it goes straight to Google. Google gets more of the money from Apple just to search stuff.
Did you see that thing where apparently incognito isn't really incognito?
Oh, no, dude. You have to download that map
that
for that.
they still fucking can
Oh, yeah.
trace back everything that you see on that.
All about ExpressVPN, motherfucker. Sponsor us.
Like
Send me some money.
I saw that shit and there was a meme that was like all them guys are now fuck delete my cookies.
Porn. The guy
All
from
the
Mortal
porn.
Fire. Joe
Oh,
and
that's
Kuya.
Oh,
Shout out to
man.
those guys. We had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
Dude, I think we recorded 4 hours with them.
Decent amount, yeah. It was a good amount.
Got too drunk. Sorry. It happens all the time. I'm telling you.
No.
Well, this time it was game consoles and not Power Rangers. So,
It jumps, man.
It jumps.
It jumps around.
Shout out to Power.
so speaking of Power Rangers,
I actually started watching
man.
some more again.
Well, I'm a kid of the 90s, so that shit's in my name forever.
for sure.
Yeah, like
Of course, everybody wanted the Pink Ranger.
Oh my god, yes.
I think that's everybody's like.
I think every time
person
I
crush.
played Power Rangers with my cousins, we were like, all right, I'm Tommy because he's dating the Pink Ranger. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's me.
Fuck it, I'm still Jack.
But I'm your cousin. Don't worry about it.
Just kiss me. What?
Shh, just go along with it.
It's our secret. Yeah, because we had this conversation earlier.
Just kick hard. That's all that matters.
Just kick hard.
We had
and
this
high.
we had the conversation early. Like, it doesn't make sense that they were in high school, but
right.
they were like
Ditching
fucking
school to go.
Yeah, they were ditching school
Fight.
and like
Well,
they
well,
were,
it's just
To
too,
be
like,
fair, a lot of people ditch school to fight.
but it's
in
just
high
like
school,
at some point you would think your parents are like, hey man, I'm getting a lot of calls from your school that you're not going to class. What the fuck's going on?
and also like, why are they teaching a fucking karate class? Like how?
I think the
doesn't
bigger
it take,
thing
like,
is how is it that they're trying to protect the city, but in every episode they fucking destroy the entire
Yeah,
city,
they're trying
and
to-
then it's just back
and
like
nothing's
normal.
ever reported.
Nothing's ever reported.
the high schools hear more information about them being absent than there being like some kind of destruction going on. Like,
All of a sudden, one day it's gone, next day it's back. It's like, dude, what the fuck? You guys have the best construction workers in the entire world. Why can't we get those? Because construction here in El Paso, oh my god, that shit takes
that
forever.
fucking freeway's been in
Goddamn
construction.
freeway is never
Like over
finished.
15 years now. Did it also happen when they opened Executive? It's like, fuck, about
Oh, yeah,
10
me too.
years?
That one was cool when they finally
Excalibur
opened
went down and they fucking flattened the floor and now you haven't opened? Shit.
it. Hey man, we can all learn from Power Rangers. They got their shit down.
That and apparently, that's why they were that old, dude. they missed so many classes. I never fucking went to the next grade.
Yeah, right.
That's probably true.
Like, Tommy, why do you have a beard? I didn't you like in high school? I was like, don't worry about it. Like, how long have you been here? It's like 10 years.
Yeah, I didn't have a beard in high school.
It's almost like The Simpsons. Nobody ever ages over
Yeah,
all
that's
this time.
because Maggie should have been like what, like
Maggie's
30s?
the fucking
Right?
the oldest, youngest looking baby I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Benjamin Button.
like Benjamin Button girl, but backwards. It's like so
Right.
normal. It's like yeah.
Benjamin Rewind Button.
That movie creeps me out.
What, you don't like Brad Pitt getting old?
Nah, man, he's supposed to stay young and beautiful forever.
He's always gonna be Fight Club.
He's always gonna be Fight Club.
He's always supposed to be my crush.
Do you know what's funny? I don't know what I was watching, but they pointed out that in Brad Pitt in all of his movies, he's always fucking eating something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
especially
yeah,
in like the Ocean's movies, in every single one of the scenes, he's essentially just eating.
Oh fuck, that's true.
While he's acting, while he's saying his
acting.
lines, just
And then there's a scene in
Maybe that's his contract, dude.
maybe that's a good contract. I'd be like, hey, I don't care what I'm doing.
those teeth are
there better be
insured
something
for this
good.
scene.
I want that contract and the Robert Downey Jr. one. Like, it doesn't matter, he can still get royalties from fucking
Yeah,
Iron Man.
that didn't make money.
Damn, who's gonna be? Are they ever gonna make a new Iron Man? Nah, I'm just kidding.
No,
Because it goes to the girl, right? Well, the new Iron
it's
Man in the
supposed to
comic
be, yeah,
book is
but
a
he
girl.
said he's done. They're even asking him because there was rumors that he was coming back. They're like, no, I'm done. Like that's it.
If anything, it's gonna be iron deficiency, man. Like he's gonna get too old and like.
I
He
wanted to-
has an Iron Cane.
You know how they did the Logan one? So like, you know, and the comic books, like how Iron Man goes to being an alcoholic. It's like 10 issues of him like being a hardcore drinker. I want to see that movie.
It'd be the saddest movie ever, dude.
Yeah.
He's just drinking
More
drunk the
relatable.
entire time.
Him and
Hey man, as it is, the last Logan film was fucking heartbreaking. That was a good one. It left him on a good note.
yeah. Oh, like, we all get this right.
All right, cool. Jose.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Fuck, we always go around everything.
That is, man.
How are we gonna bring it back?
I don't know. I'm completely lost. Well, we
Yeah,
should probably
right.
stop it actually because we're getting to that point.
Gonna fucking like it and
I mean, if you're mining it, then
yeah, that's why like I leave my computer, one of my computers at home on. It's just mining like whatever. Like it's not that much, but you're like,
Hey,
like
some better than
actually,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sometimes I'll pull. There's like, you know what? Like I need $200. Like, I transfer to my bank.
nice.
There's like shit like that. Okay, yes, we all took a piss except Caesar because he can't pee.
I can't pee.
Stage.
I burn it off through energy.
Yeah, fucking- hit
I
your
was
glass
trying to
when
blow some glass and I had a little accident, so it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, you like? Do you know that? You see, now that I say burn your, you know that Arby's has a lawsuit for someone getting his dick burned.
At Arby's?
Yeah, so apparently they
How
went.
the hell did that even happen?
So something happened like whatever they ate or before that they took a piss and it burns their dick. So they had a lawsuit back in I think it's '98.
From one of their sandwiches.
What did they eat? Freaking
Like you can check
gonorrhea?
Face Jam. They actually talked about it and they were like, yeah, they have a lawsuit about this burning their dick because they went and took a piss.
dude, that makes no sense. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
I hit your glass
I
when
ate
empty.
this Arby's sandwich and now my dick burns. I pee.
Dude, like,
But like, no, that sounds like a personal problem, bro.
yeah, that
They're like,
sounds like.
of course it was
Yeah.
the Arby's sandwich.
It wasn't that random
Well,
chick
it's
you
like
hit
that
on.
old lady, like,
It wasn't that night where you spent in the alley? Yeah. Uh-huh.
it is like that old lady like trying to sue Starbucks for the coffee being hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bitch, she says it's
It's like, it says
160
it's hot on
degrees.
there. You realize that, right?
I wanted specifically 584 degrees.
Dude, when I used to work at Starbucks, I hated people that was like, it's too hot. It's like, you know, like to steam the milk, it's at 120 to get it to the
Well-
proper like. It's like, but
I'm
mean,
sure
like-
most people don't care or know.
I would
Well,
just
like-
be like, look, I don't like it hot either, so guess what I do? I wait. Let it cool down, dumbass.
I have to hit the
That's
mic.
good common sense,
Yeah,
right?
but,
You would think like,
but talking about shitty like
ooh,
fast
hot,
food,
don't touch.
fast food shit. Like the other day, I went to Wendy's after a while. Did they change their chili recipe?
No.
It's
Really?
not that like good liquid chili. It's back. It's that like fucking canned chili. Like, you
Dude.
know, it's like thick.
No,
like super
you
chunky,
know-
not
Yeah,
not
and I'm just
flavorful.
like, dude, like
You know,
fuck that.
nothing's gonna ever beat the chili they make in the schools here, bro.
Oh, well, I didn't go
Chili
to
with
school
the
here.
rice. That shit always hit the spot.
The chili from Roscoe's, dude. Oh, fuck. Because I used to work at this graphic design office across the street. Like, I was like, oh, get the burger from Roscoe's. It was like, oh, it's good. It's not Toro Burger.
Oh my God, did you really just compare
Toro
Toro Burger to
Burger?
Roscoe's?
No, but it's because like everybody was like, that's the best burger. It's like, nah, that's Toro. But then it was like, I was like, you know, I'm gonna try something different.
Bro.
Like, I ordered the chili.
Roscoe's has a good burger.
They have a good diner
have a
burger.
good
Yeah,
burger.
don't get me wrong. But then like their chili, I'm just like, fuck.
I don't know. Toro Burger has the good like special burgers, but I think like
Yeah, but
a
you
general
only get the
burger,
fucking
Roscoe's
rice
is
and
really
chime.
good. What?
You always get the rice and chime.
That's the only way to go.
We have a rice and chime burger.
Oh.
The fried egg. On
The
top
fried
of it.
egg on top with hash browns.
I don't know. I'm a generic burger person.
Hash
Like,
burger?
just give me the regular.
You know what has a good
Lettuce,
burger?
tomato,
And I
onion.
just thought about it because you have the cup back there, Chico's Tacos.
Oh.
I don't know why, but their burger is actually really, really
Really?
good.
Which
I
one? The
never
one
had
with the
the
weenies? Or the regular
hot
burger?
dog.
Well, either
The
way,
Mexican
man.
hot
Either
dog.
way.
The Mexican hot dog?
The Mexican hot dog.
Dude, the
Okay.
Mexican hot
It's
dog.
technically a burger.
Yeah.
The Mexican hot dog from Lucky's, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fire though.
Frisco's, man.
Dude, Frisco in a while, dude.
Well, I
It's
guess
been
in my
a hot-
opinion, it's comparable to Whataburger in a sense of like has that balance of the same type of
Size.
size, even taste too. I feel like they kind of taste the same.
Because I was saying like the whole fucking Wendy's thing. Because also like I got there and like when I go to Wendy's, I'm gonna order the spicy chicken. I get there and there's like, oh, I was like, oh, we're sorry, we don't have lettuce.
So you can't give me the rest of the sandwich?
No, it was fine. Like they gave me the sandwich. They gave me
So
the
you're
sandwich.
telling me I can't have a chicken sandwich because you don't got lettuce. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was called a lettuce sandwich.
Let me reword my order, please.
Let me make it clear for you.
Or it's like when you order a protein burger
Oh,
and everybody
God,
looks at you
man.
weird.
That's
But no, I was like, it was just funny because like they couldn't tell me in the fucking speaker, right? I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like I want the spicy shit. Like I want the pickles, the fucking tomatoes, and the lettuce, whatever. But like they didn't tell me to get to the window because I always changed my fries to get the chili. They didn't say anything about the chili. I get home, it's like, fuck,
That's like
chili
going to
shit.
a restaurant asking for a fucking slab of ribs, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Ran out of pickles." Like, I
have no
didn't
ribs, bro.
ask for pickles. I asked for ribs.
Yeah, but dude, the pickles make the chicken sandwich though.
But I'm not saying chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
So
I'm
in your
saying
case,
ribs.
it matters.
The
If
pickle
it was a
matters.
chicken
You don't got
sandwich-
pickles, I don't want anything.
No, it's like one time I was at Carl Jr. and I ordered the protein style, and the girl didn't know what the protein style was like. Just no bread. That's what it is. Just
I came here because you guys serve it with pickles.
Well, it's because I think the protein style. A lot of people, when you say protein style, they think In and Out. If you go to In and Out, they're gonna know what protein style is. But I don't think a lot of
I've
people
I've never
serve
been
In
in and out. I don't know what the
you
hype
don't
is.
need to, dude.
No? Okay, thank you. Okay,
don't think
good.
I disagree. I think you do need to go.
What can you compare it to as far as like what makes it so great? Like on
Honestly, dude, you can order
Personally,
same
value?
burger.
Is it
Personally,
value?
to me, it's the simplicity of the menu. The fact
Okay,
that
yeah,
it's
I've heard-
literally
yeah.
just like either a single or a double, and that's essentially it.
like
Yeah.
Chico's?
Pretty much. It's like Chico's, but for
Chico's,
burgers. That's
Five
actually like a
Guys.
very good comparison, actually. I would
Five
say it's the Chico's of
Guys.
burgers.
Five Guys, Hardee's. Dude, they have the same burger at Hardee's.
I disagree. Plus, their milkshake is really good. It's not the burger, but I really love their milkshakes.
So it's got to be a combination of the meat and then what bread they use,
Yeah.
and whether they toast it or not. In my opinion, aside from like the
you
lettuce,
ever had
tomato, onion,
Shake
roasted.
Shack?
Where?
Shake Shack? Like their competition from the opposite side.
Shake Shack is pretty good too.
Yeah, actually, the peanut butter burger is fucking. It's just peanut butter sauce and the meat, but it's like you think it's like, oh, it's gonna be gross, and it's like, no, dude, it's fucking good. Same thing, like if you're in Central Michigan, they have the olive burger, which is just a simple like it's just a potato bread, the patty, and then green cocktail olives with mayo. That's it. But it's so good.
I think I just need to do some more traveling.
Like, damn, I gotta get out more.
Get us to the burger show.
You guys eat a lot of burgers, man.
Honestly, we do eat a lot of burgers.
That and pizza, dude.
Burgers, pizza,
Pizza
and
and
wings.
wings.
Like,
That's like our diet right there.
I feel like
Dude, I'm talking
burgers
about-
don't attract me no more. I'm kind of like, oh, a burger's a burger, but obviously I haven't been to all these places,
bro.
so yeah.
Dude, like
So one thing I will say, a burger is not a burger. There's some burgers that are burgers, but there's some burgers that are burgers.
I feel like
dude,
for me, it's
the same
more of
thing
like
with,
the.
like barbecue sandwiches. Like, there's nothing like Tony's, dude, and Myrtle. Fuck yeah. That
Please
barbecue
sponsor
sauce.
us. I would love more Tonys.
Dude, I went the other day and it's just they gave me an extra because like usually they don't have it on the menu, only apparently for me and other people.
Oh.
It's a 3-pounder
Excuse
sandwich.
me. I didn't know Alex was a VIP with
All right,
Tony's.
they have
Jesus
special meat
Christ,
for you.
Fuck. That's like you come in here and be like, no. He made a pint specifically for me because there's a glass only I get.
Look, there's a trap door. We're gonna go into this back room real quick. You see that black casting couch?
Don't ask about the stains. Just go.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't put a black
This is
line
how
on the
you get
couch.
what you want.
No, it's like I ordered like my sandwich, the 3-pound beef sandwich, and then like apparently they ended up giving me an extra one. But I didn't notice them to get back to the office. I'm just like, yeah, that was my breakfast the next day. Was I fulfilled? Yeah. Did I have way too much barbecue sauce? Probably.
Probably. That's why I got heartburn.
So I always tell them, it's like, how much would it cost me to do a mural? In meat. In your sandwiches.
Meat?
Like, give me the whole pork. I don't care. I'll do a mural.
I think that'd be more you. Like, what's your general price for a mural than telling them, give me this much in meat?
Just love their barbecue, dude.
Murals and meat.
You should make the mural out of meat.
That's what I was thinking.
And then you
I was
can
like-
cook it
I
and
was like,
eat it.
Dude, I done like
And
I done,
it's a limited time mural because once it's gone, it's gone.
Well, you have to do it in literally a day.
yeah,
'cause-
fuck that.
that shit, nope.
Yeah, the next
A
day
week
is like, it's
later,
Yeah, people
already-
chomping on the walls.
and like it smells like dead
And you're like,
bodies.
God
and
damn
it's
it, all the
like,
homeless people are here.
It'd be like, what's that wall in, is it France, where they have all the bubble gum?
Oh, the gum?
Imagine
Yeah.
people just chewing on the
That's
gum.
I think that's in Paris.
There's
isn't
one
it?
in
Yeah.
Seattle
Yeah.
too.
Oh, there
Where
is
was
one in
it?
Seattle.
Yeah, there's one in
You're
Seattle.
right.
At least I ate out off a wall in Seattle.
Like that.
At least I think there's one in Seattle.
We saw a video about
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
there's a video. Who is it? Rooster Teeth?
Yeah, Rooster Teeth
They,
did the-
they sent some people out to do the crazy things, and one of the little tasks was go to Seattle
And grab
get
one,
a
grab
piece
one, and-
off
yeah.
and
See
chew
if it
it
still has
and see if it
flavor.
still has flavor.
But no, like oh fuck, like I have done murals out of coffee. Have you ever drawn with coffee? Like
Wait,
when I-
a mural out of coffee? How
yeah,
big?
so I used to, because when I used to teach, I tell them, I was like, well, like, there's always different methods, like, if you don't have paint, so I would use coffee. So I'll
Isn't
ground
it
the
like
coffee.
using like
the
I
coffee
guess
bean.
makeup almost pretty much?
Yeah, bro, like you can make, you like, use more like powder on it, like more grain or less grain, like depends how you grind it. Also, you can use the coffee.
And you're using it with what to
the
apply?
sketcher. Yeah, like just a brush and water, dude.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
same
Yeah,
thing, so I
yeah.
done murals like that
definitely.
and paintings.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So like people were like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, dude, like, because he gave me a bullet, which is 5 pounds of coffee, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna paint with this shit. What? It's like, yeah, I'm
I
gonna
guess
make
it's like the
coffee.
same like those people who paint with blood.
Yeah.
You can paint with dry blood. You can dilute it. You can
Dude, I'm very
Like, what
took me
happened?
20 years to paint this.
They're like, nah, he just fainted.
I kept passing
There's
out. I
Phil
kept having to
Hansen.
donate plasma.
Phil Hansen is one of my favorite artists, and he did a drawing. Like it's not that big. It's like a 11 by 14 drawing using his blood. It's like the only reason I did it that size is like I'm afraid of going more blood than that. I did mix it with water, but the same time it's like I'm not gonna take more blood from
I
you.
started seeing different colors. So
I don't know if
wasn't
that's
sure if it was
like
blood
very
anymore.
creative or just a little sadistic. Like, dude, you took your own blood and made a painting.
Dude, that's my one fear. Like, you know how I'm into weird shit.
Yes.
Like that was my one. Like that, I think that's gonna be my limit if I ever get into like blood things with sex. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's no.
what?
Yeah. All right,
Where's this
Billy.
conversation
All right.
going?
All right, Billy Joel, take it down.
That's why I'm just like, I'm not gonna do this shit.
You're gonna be like Billy, what's his name? Billy Bob Thornton and fucking Angelina Jolie
Mind if I get
carrying
another-
each other's vials
I'll
of
be
blood
offended
around.
if you did.
No what?
I'll be offended if you did.
If we ever get to the point where we're carrying each other's vials of blood around, I'm like, dude, we're a little too close right now. I think we need to take some time apart.
I carry it around my neck every day. It's like, you know, that's commitment.
I'm like, yeah, it's
Committed to the
it's a
podcast.
little too much commitment for me. I think. I have
Like I think we went too far. Bro.
like I have commitment issues. That's too much.
we need a 1 month
I mean, when
break.
you started asking me to take shots every time,
Yeah.
But it wasn't even a shot of Malort. Ugh. I need to buy Malort.
No, I don't want Malort.
Now we gotta do that.
Never again. No
Have
more
you ever
Malort.
had Malort, dude?
what?
Malort?
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 Mort?
Yeah,
Malort,
it's a Chicago. What's it called? Liquor?
I've never been in Chicago.
No, like it's rare to find, but like the way I can explain the taste is like you're drinking honey and gasoline together.
Oh wow.
I wouldn't even say honey. I would just say gas.
Well, it's because they're like, we're already fucked up when you had it. But like when
It's
you
an,
had it,
it's
like,
an
still
immediate like
sober,
nostril like.
Nah, either way, like
it just tastes like
your senses immediately just go like, what the fuck, man?
like you have like it touches your tongue, like it's no, never mind, it's not sweet anymore. Like as soon as like it goes,
This is a bad. No, it's not good. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
I think I just need to travel with you guys.
We had it here.
like-
We had it here actually.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can only
It's,
get
it's
it-
something that they generally only, I guess, they don't only, but it's very popular in Chicago. So
It's their
most of the people drink
Chicago-related,
it there.
like, drink.
But there was a place here, we had it at Black Orchid.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can get
yeah.
One of our friends was a bartender at one point there, and he was like, "Hey, I got Malort here." Sure enough, we were like, "All right, let's go fucking try it." Was not a good idea,
Yeah,
but
Caesar was grinding a lot.
it was. That's when
Got awkward, and then,
Cesarin came out and got a little awkward, but we won't talk about that. It's another time.
Legally, we can't.
Legally, I'm not supposed to. I signed a document.
Yeah, my lawyer's gonna get back to us.
I don't think we ever cheers each other.
Oh,
Throughout this
yeah,
entire-
yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Too far from me.
Shit, I'm gonna knock everything over.
Yeah, it's just. I think like liquor is always our go-tos. Like when we end.
Bro, I'm
Really
staying
fucking-
away from liquor for a while.
I just love bourbon too much though. Dude, the other day I went to. I was with Fernando from Vitolas because I'm doing some stuff for them, and someone gave him like a bunch of bottles of like this Mexican bourbon, but it's those bourbons like it's way too smooth, so you know it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like
it
you're
goes down
like,
too,
it doesn't
too
like
good. You're like,
yeah, it doesn't burn you or anything when you're drinking it.
It is so.
We finished a whole bottle. Like, like we just came.
you
for
get
like,
up for your first piss and you're like, oh shit.
No, like, it was funny because like we were standing the whole time. We were just talking about like what we're gonna need to do for like whatever like what we're working on. And then like when he served me like more, I was like, dude, just finished the bottle. Like I just opened this bottle when you got here. I was like, oh shit, yeah. It's like it's dangerous. Like I have 5 more bottles of this. It's like
Are retailers still making those little kegs? How they? How,
Like,
I don't
Dos
think so
Equis one?
anymore.
Like how
honestly.
Heineken
I haven't
used
seen the
to do?
Heineken one
Yeah.
anymore.
Dude, I haven't seen that in a minute.
Dude,
Dude.
Dos Equis has a lime and salt.
Right
beer
now that you mentioned those kegs.
like a little keg, lemon
Yeah.
salt
Yeah.
beer?
They have that one and the tall boys too.
Oh yeah,
know, like
but
the-
I'm talking about the
Yeah,
keg.
he's
the-
not
the
the
actual
actual
yeah,
keg.
the kegs. Heineken still has it. Dos Equis has one, just a regular
Dude.
lager.
We got one of those one time when I was in high school. Obviously, in your high school, you're like, oh, we gotta get beer, bro. We gotta get beer. We had like a little fucking kickback. We got one of those little Heineken kegs.
A kickback with one of those?
Yeah, we
Was it
thought
like
we were
3 of
cool. We thought we were fucking cool, but it was like maybe 10 of us. So it was just like
Oh,
friends.
okay,
It
okay.
wasn't a lot of us.
Yeah.
But we got one of those little fucking kegs. I don't think any beer came out of that thing. It was all foam the entire time.
Because they didn't know how to serve
We didn't know how
it.
to serve it. So they're like, when the fuck is the beer coming out?
Well, you keep pumping, you stupid. It's all full of air, you dumbass.
It's funny, like I remember the first
Just pop a
time,
hole and fucking.
the first time we buy one of those, it was my brother's 18th birthday, and we bought a Heineken one. Motherfucker was gone in an hour. Like me, my dad, and my brother. That was it. Like, well, yeah, like we fucking drink way too much. So that's why when I turned 18, my dad made Guinness ice cream. I was like,
Guinness ice cream.
yeah, I grew up in we had an ice cream shop, and we know how to make ice cream out of anything. So
Literally anything.
You want to make it our glass? Tell them to come over here next time.
no, but
Say,
like
give him a
anything
chair.
edible.
I mean, a chair flavored ice
Anything
cream.
edible, but it was just like because for like our like family stuff, we used to make like tequila ice cream, vodka, Jaeger, Guinness, Dos Equis, like whatever like we like at the time. Or because I had for my birthday was Guinness, and then like the next year we did a Gentleman's Jack ice cream. We had to make it like 2 weeks in advance just so it kind of keeps that consistency, still being creamy.
Got Roselle over here making beatboxing
Alright.
and shit.
It always happens, motherfucker. That and like if you have you ever heard like our shit? Our intro is Girls Club.
Yeah.
What?
Our
Have
intro,
you,
our
do, you know,
intro
do you know
song.
Mark Rabelais? Who? Mark Rabelais.
Oh, that sounds so familiar.
He's been
the
on,
last name sounds.
He's been on Facebook and Instagram. Like, does a lot of streams. Like, he's a DJ and he does a lot of these streams.
Oh yeah, with the little mustache.
He's got the mustache and the
red hair,
glasses,
he's like
yeah.
really like crazy.
So
Oh,
our
yeah.
intro is
yeah,
one of his songs.
he's so sick.
We'll show
dude.
you the song right now off the air. It's Girls Club.
Matter of fact, we should get one of those in here, a looper, and just.
Bro, that's like
getting
that's
there.
like my next thing. I want to have that so I can make little noises every time.
Talk to our sponsor. Just kidding. No, but fuck, I was gonna, like, so yeah, we used to make all this liquor ice cream, so it was just like, way too much fun. Also, my grandpa will get mad at us.
For having too much fun.
No, it's like for
Yeah,
example,
dude,
like
grandparents don't like fun.
grandpa hitting fun.
Some do. Only if they're having it.
Only if
No,
they're having it.
I remember like at the ice cream shop because I was working there. I wasn't allowed to make vanilla ice cream because at least 2 gallons will go away.
What do you got against what vanilla, bro?
Because I will be eating it like as I was making it.
I happen to love vanilla.
Like,
The ice cream that's just coming in.
oh.
Like once you get to the temperature where you can turn it into ice cream.
So you didn't eat the vanilla. You ate the ice cream.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want you making no ice cream.
No, you have like the vanilla ice cream flavor once. Like once it came with the flavor.
Wait, would you only eat vanilla? What do you have against all the other flavors of ice
No,
cream?
it was just like
You
no.
racist?
Fucking racist bastard.
Ice cream flavors?
No, it's
Come
funny.
on.
Like then my brother wasn't.
2020,
my
bro.
brother wasn't allowed. So I wasn't allowed to make the vanilla and the cheese strawberry. Because I like those my favorite ones. And then my brother wasn't allowed to make.
So you weren't allowed to make your favorites?
Yeah, and then my brother wasn't allowed to make the dark chocolate or any chocolate. He couldn't make it because 2 gallons would go away before like we actually like finished packing and everything. Like God damn.
I
Like,
would've
you're
been
only
like-
allowed to make the ice creams that you don't
Yeah, so
like.
like, we're like when
Because
we
that's
used
what we
to-
have
I
enough to
would have been
sell.
like, that's not my favorite ice cream. What's wrong? What are you talking about?
You want me to make it with love, right? I mean, we might be missing 2 liters, but
Yeah, like I
And like,
remember.
look, that's why I made 10 gallons. So we still have our 8 for a quota, and 2 goes to me. Okay.
Yeah, like where he was like, why are you on the floor? Too much ice cream. But like yeah, like when we used to make, there's a restaurant that would always ask for avocado ice cream and black bean ice cream,
wish I could eat avocado.
and it was
Wait,
like
you can't eat avocado?
I'm allergic to it.
Really?
Oh,
And it's
really
crazy.
bad.
I became allergic to it over time.
The avocado?
Yeah, I know.
okay.
What was it like the first time you experienced realizing, like, fuck, I'm allergic
Realizing
to
that
this shit?
it actually like messed with my system. Oh man, I probably like 2011.
Oh, it's not
Like
even that
pinpointing it and
far.
shit. Like, no, I remember.
I was
remember
eating
the
some
day.
nachos.
I remember eating some flautas one day, and I was dipping them into avocado. I love avocado, but that day, like, have you guys ever like ate like a chip that you didn't like? I guess chew right, and it felt like it got stuck in your,
yeah.
like, and it's like poking through and pushing through your
Yeah.
chest. That's exactly what it feels like. Like it's pounding through my chest, trying to come out, and it's horrible. Like I don't have an allergic reaction in the sense that I
Like
swell up or
crossed
anything.
your- yeah.
It was an internal
An
reaction.
internal reaction, yeah, to where like, so anytime or the times that I have attempted to eat avocado since then, I literally have been punching my stomach just to get
Really?
rid of that sensation because it hurts more to feel that than for me to punch myself in the chest.
Shit, this is awkward. We ordered some flauta. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of this beer,
I was going to say, oh, fuck, dude. Do you have your pipes sorted out and everything?
no, yeah, that was a weird thing. Like, I guess I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but as you get older, or as I've gotten older, I've noticed that I'm starting to get or build an
Like
allergic
picky
reaction to
about
certain
I don't know what I would
things.
do if I got allergic to avocado. Fuck.
For me, it's been like certain tortillas. It's like I started to a point like eating. I was a point I was eating
I think
like
that's a
just,
manufacturing thing then.
just a health. Like I was just
Yeah,
eating
dude.
like way too
See,
healthy.
that wasn't you're allergic. You were eating tortillas that were
healthy.
2 years expired. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I was eating too healthy.
They were green tortillas,
different.
not in the good way. So,
Not the Spanish
not
ones.
the Spanish ones.
That wasn't sherbet ice cream.
I wasn't eating spinach tortillas.
No,
I was like,
bro.
oh fuck.
No.
You mean that wasn't lettuce?
That's what the lettuce said?
I thought these were veggie tortillas.
I thought you said you were not a lettuce, you assholes.
No fucking.
That's why you couldn't make my chicken sandwich.
my tortillas late too. Fuck.
No,
3
I-
months late?
3 months late. Came in through. Damn. Fuck. No, like there was a time like I was eating really healthy. Like some, like how I was like corn tortillas. Like it would taste raw to me. Like the whole time.
Okay, that's
So I was just
understandable.
like, I was just like, I just don't want to eat them. But like not like an allergic reaction to it.
Oh, okay. It was just
But like I feel
okay,
like yeah, like it just ruined the flavor for me.
It's probably like the same thing with like everybody who says like, oh, the cheese and Chicos.
Oh, and the plastic cheese turned to real cheese, and then it pissed people off, so they go back to the plastic cheese.
Who knows, man? Everybody has a different theory on.
I never liked Chico's, so I don't fucking care.
Okay, so it's just you and I right
Yeah, I
now
was
talking
gonna
about this
say.
now. So,
I'm gonna be downstairs. Go.
so this is a real conversation
This is
now.
a very serious conversation.
When you
here.
say no to Chicos in general, you're just like, and I don't get it. Like, I know there's some people that are just like, nah, I can't have it. That's garbage. Like, it's not even. I'm like, whatever.
No.
I get it. It's an acquired taste.
It's just-
but at the same time, like, no,
it-
it's not. Like,
It really isn't. I don't understand what the big deal is. I'm like, look, man, just try it.
I feel like if you
It's
grew up
good.
here in general, like,
Yes.
chances are you didn't really have too much more better.
Dude,
like,
I used to have like
Fuck y'all, Chico's is the best thing you ever
best
get.
shit, man.
I used to eat them once a year. And I was just like, because we would go out drinking with my cousin and his wife, and for some reason, like when she got way too drunk, it's like, I want Chicos.
Dude, it's because that's just the thing that you get. Like when you have
filling.
it late now,
It's either get Chicos or Menudo.
If you're at a quince or whatever, generally Menudo or Chicos is the way to go. And it's not even that, like, you might not think it's the best thing in the world, but it fills the spot.
It's rolled tacos.
It gets
It's
you.
a caldito.
Yeah.
Like it fills you. Right.
That's why I always say, like, when everyone's like, people are like, what do I have to try to go to Paso? Do you go to Chicos? No, it's disgusting. Like, I didn't say if it was gonna be good or bad. That's up to you.
No, it's like,
I'm saying
No, you
that's
should say this,
something
like,
you. I'm saying
drink a
that's
lot,
something.
then go to
I'm
Chicos.
saying that's something you need
That
to
would be-
try.
yeah,
That,
You
I
come
think that's
here,
the
you just have
deal.
to
Like,
try
you
it.
have to say it's like, hey, get a fucking shitload of drinks and then go to Chico's, because it's not gonna be good when you're sober, but when you're like buzzed or like already
'Cause
fucked
then the
up.
other thing
it's
is,
good.
it's like-
Here's another thing too. Okay, do you like your Chicos crunchy or well, not you? Do you like your Chicos crunchy
No, I like
or
it
sauce?
Soft. That's what the
So
the
that's
sauce.
another thing. That's another debatable
wanna-
thing. A
you
lot
like
of people like
drinking
them
those
crunchy.
But it's because that's what gets it. That's what makes. Because otherwise, it's just flautas. The
Yeah,
thing
it's
is the
fucking
sauce.
flautas,
The
yeah.
thing is the sauce to
So
get it
should
to
it
what
be called
is.
Chicos flautas?
No.
Yeah, I should
tacos.
definitely.
No, they're hard tacos.
Look, bro, they're fucking tacos.
They're
out of the
rolled.
way.
They're rolled
just rolled
conveniently to
tacos.
be in your plate.
It's so it fits in your mouth
They're not
easier.
But like the single is.
I don't need to have the
double is-
mess of it going everywhere. Just that one entry point. That's it.
So now, would you have Chicos in that taco format with the same sauce?
I don't think
would you
so.
stay? So is-
Because at that point, I'm like, I'm not eating Chicos tacos. I'm eating fucking
Birria.
yeah.
Dude, I had to Google that. I didn't know what birria tacos were.
It's just man.
No, like I heard it, like I always heard it, but I never like had them. And then like Jono, one of
But
my
if you have
friends,
the real ones for sure with lamb, like
yeah, a lot of fucking lamb lover, like that
I don't know,
shit.
man. I think
I'm
it's
Lebanese, so I love lamb.
the Chicos tacos is more than a flavor. I think it's just the experience of like, something that's homegrown
it's
to
like-
El Paso.
It's
That's what
experience,
it
it's
is.
the experience of like getting fucked up, eating those, and then got that.
Because then to me, like, I honestly don't eat Chicos. I eat it like maybe once a year, and it's generally like around the holidays when family comes in from out of town, and they're like, "Oh, we want Chicos, right? Let's go get Chicos."
so Chicos is not gonna make it because of COVID.
no. So that now that you mention it, then so it's an acquired taste of something you grew up with. It's the same thing as recommending a person to come through your house and eat a fucking tortilla with butter. It's an
yeah,
acquired
my mom
taste. You
loved
grew
that
up
shit.
with it, and to you it was delicious.
I think so. Yeah, I guess I'll
right?
say that.
You know,
yeah.
it's like, hey, you have to try this, but like at the time, if
Well,
you had
it's like-
nothing else,
I-
Well, that's my thing. Like, I won't hype it up too much. But if someone says like, "What should I try if I'm in El Paso?" I'm like, "You have to try Chicos." Like, generally, everyone always and like I even say like people that don't grow up here and even celebrities. I know I've heard it. This is gonna sound weird. Like I was listening to a podcast with the. Do we need to stop it? But no, I was listening to a podcast with the NSYNC guys. They did like a reunion podcast.
the NSYNC guys,
Yeah, and
are
I
they in
guess,
sync when they were recording at least?
well, half of them. I'm just kidding. No, no. Like I guess I don't know. They did a podcast. Lance Bass has a podcast, and it was like the reunion of their No Strings album. So they did a podcast with each of the guys, and they just did a little thing. But they were talking about when they came here to El Paso, and after every tour, every show, they would get something that's like from the city where they're in. And one of them was like, "Yeah, do you remember we went to El Paso and we got Chicos? That was amazing." And I was like, "See, like people when they come into town, they think like, oh, Chicos is like an El Paso thing. I gotta try it."
But then you have all these other places that are like historical, like great. Like I would
No,
say,
yeah,
like I
I'm
would
not-
say Tony's just because
I'm not
Luis
knocking
Jimenez
down.
made
We're
that
not
shit
knocking
beautiful.
down any other place. What I'm saying is generally when you come to El Paso, obviously one of the places you
But
tend to think about is
I think
Chicos.
Chico's became like international famous because this guy, what's his from Master Chef.
Oh, they do with the
he's
Master
from
Chef.
Master,
No.
like
Gordon Ramsay?
No, yeah,
No.
Chef.
The dude
he came
from
with Gordon
Wines,
Ramsay,
Dines, and Drive-Ins or
No,
whatever his
not
name was.
him,
No, not him either.
No, that's
okay.
Guy Fieri.
Adriana.
Did he? No, he never went to
Adriana,
Chico's.
what's his guy? Adrian.
I don't know,
He
dude.
came in not too long ago because he's from El Paso, but his dad used to work at a Chico's Tacos, and that's why they did a fucking whole discovery show based on Chico's, which it was stupid because like all the workers were white. I was like, nah, dude, like that's not a Chico's Tacos. It's too clean. Fuck.
No,
What do you think about all these people recreating Chico's now?
This trick, not gonna lie, It's not that bad.
It's-
district is like just.
But you don't like regular Chico, so how can you compare?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
like.
it's because it just feels like it's. I like the broad.
I don't think the tacos probably taste just as good, maybe better. But I
the
think
broth is different.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's the atmosphere of going to a Chico's Tacos and getting it from
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
I think it's more about
brings back the
It's more
nostalgia.
about the experience
Yeah.
and knowing like this is where I used to come when I was little, or I did this. And
Yeah.
I
For
think
sure.
that's why Chico's is so good. Because I'm saying like everyone's, especially in El Paso, people are
I've had
crazy.
different recipes from
Yeah,
all
like-
kinds of
But like
Aaron
Paso,
Sanchez.
Aaron's. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's from El Paso.
Yes.
And the whole thing that Chico's became internationally
had-
famous is because his dad
He
used
had
to work there.
he had a little show at the plaza. He did like a little
Yeah.
cooking show, or whatever.
Yeah,
But no,
but he kind of like made it like international
No,
famous.
yeah, but no, like what I was saying is that I think Chico's is seriously more about the experience, especially because in El Paso, people get crazy for stuff from El Paso here. For people in El Paso, everyone goes crazy for Khalid, everyone goes crazy for Aaron Jones, everyone goes crazy for at the drive-in. When it's from El Paso and you
No.
mention it even anywhere else in U.S.
Yeah, but at the
like,
drive-in
it
is
can
like
be-
the wrong example just
Pretty
because
soon
it's,
it'll be glass.
Hold on, you're missing the whole point, bro. What I'm saying is like if you're living in Seattle and you meet someone from El Paso, what's like they're like, oh shit, did you
You
from
have
El
to try,
Paso?
like, the first food you think
you
of
always
is-
think of
yeah.
is like Chico's, or you did this, you went to Senior Drive. I think that's what it is here. When people think El Paso and
Scenic
it's their
Drive and chill.
hometown, they think going to Chico's. They think that's why I think it's so good. I think that's what it is. It's just a nostalgia thing. Again, not to say that like Tony's isn't, because I love Tony's. Track One to me is another place where I always say like you gotta go to Track One.
yeah.
Like there's other restaurants, yeah, but like I think the main one that always comes to people's minds instantly.
food, for
I
sure,
think
yeah.
it's
For
just
food,
because
it's
you miss
Chico's.
it. Like you leave town and you're like, dude, I remember we used to get fucked up and go to Lucky's or Chico's.
Because that's the thing. Like, I mean, I just think that's what it is, man. Like, even in high school, like, we were around Dyer, so we were like, dude, if we had a chance, let's go to fucking Chico's.
I was saying glad though that it's gotten further than that. When you come to El Paso, a lot of people like to correlate it with probably the best Mexican food you've ever had.
That is true.
Anywhere, like
You know what I hate? I
LA,
hate-
or it doesn't matter.
What
Like,
I hate is like people like, I mean, I love San Antonio, but their Mexican food is crap.
yeah, no,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah,
San
yeah.
Antonio, they're like, oh, we have great Mexican food. Like, no. You have good Tex-Mex. You
Yeah.
don't have
You don't have
Mexican
border
food.
food.
Well,
You don't
it's
have
the-
border
it's the
food.
same thing.
no.
Totally
when,
different.
Yeah.
The time that I hang out with the guys from Rooster Teeth back in Austin, it was just like when they come here, it's like, hey, like good like Mexican food. It's like, fuck, dude, L&J's, dude.
But see,
It's not like fully
Yeah.
Mexican, but they have like
Yeah.
good like spice of it.
the other thing for me is too though, when people come in from out of town, they're like, hey, where do I get good Mexican food? I'm always like,
Juarez.
fuck, dude. Honestly, I don't know. Really, the
can
only
just
thing I
go
can
to
think
across the
of
border.
is L&J's, because I'm like, I only eat Mexican food when I go home. When I go to my parents' house,
My tia.
I only eat Mexican food when I'm at home.
Pinches frijoles de mi tía, güey.
Because to me, I'm like, I'm not gonna go out to eat Mexican food. I eat Mexican food all the time. I grew up eating Mexican food. That's not what I want to go out to eat.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
no,
same
yeah.
thing, 'cause,
you
like-
want it from your family. You
Yeah,
want
exactly.
it from some like
That's
strange.
why I'm like, well, my mom isn't really cooking right now, so I don't really know. Like, you know.
it's just
Well,
like
it's
getting like Thanksgiving turkey from
Oh yeah.
some random family. Like it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Well, it's like when like because
Or tamales,
we
for
were
that
talking
matter.
like when we met. This is like, well, I'm Lebanese. Like he's like, dude, like what's a shawarma? I was like, whoa, like
You're Lebanese?
Lesbianese. All right.
no, but like because we were talking
Yeah.
about movies and we're talking
And the
about like
Denise?
Avengers
Sorry.
and you know we're talking
Sorry,
about
sorry,
Avengers and like at the end of the first Avengers, like, oh, I saw a shawarma place. It's like my mom's Spaniard, so it's like, well, yeah, shawarma's a Spanish dish. And I took him to have a shawarma, and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck is like you're like I grew up with that. Like for me, that's when I think
But
about
honestly,
like,
that was
family,
life changing for me.
family like
Shawarma's
food
delicious.
for me. It's always like Lebanese, Mediterranean, and Spanish.
Oh, and then the other cool thing too is I didn't know where that's where fucking Guido was.
A gyro.
Yeah, and for the longest time,
Let
dude.
me correct you.
For
Not
the-
Guido. It's called a gyro.
Yeah, dude, I can't mess that shit. He gets all
A
pissed.
gyro? A gyro? A short-
I'm like, the fucking spiral. Give me the fucking spiral.
Just give me the food.
gyro?
Goddamn
Give me
it.
the food, shit.
Dude, but like when you had it, you're like, oh fuck, that's
But that's
fucking
because that's why
amazing.
like I had it a long time ago, dude. My sister took me to DC one time with my cousin, and she took us to some restaurant there to eat it. And since then, I cannot remember what it was called. Till that day when we went, I was like, holy shit, this is the thing that I had. It was delicious.
And then I took him to one of my first place, Nord. Shout out to them, because they make like real Mediterranean food, like the traditional way. So they have like the grape leaf tamales and all that shit. But they have the good gyros. They have good shawarma, like beef, lamb, and chicken. And he had it. I was like, dude, like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah,
Greens,
this is the
beans,
fucking
potatoes,
shit that I grew up
tomatoes,
with.
greens. I don't know why you said that. That's all came to my head.
But it's like, for me, like, that's the shit that I grew up with. So, like, when people ask, like, oh, like, what's something that you grew up that you love? It's like, fuck, dude, like, it's weird. It's because I grew up with Lebanese food. Power Rangers.
Ernie's Street Shop? Where?
Power Rangers.
In and out.
In and out.
Fucking
Hey, man, I'm telling you, you gotta try it. You gotta try it at some point.
Like, I won't say, like, yeah, you have to try it, but I never, it's just like, because I remember, like, when my cousin, like, came, they're from LA, and my uncle wanted to move back to El Paso because his job, he works for Universal Studios, so he was able to work from here to over there. So he's like, I want to move back to El Paso, like, so my family can enjoy, like, what is living actually, because the
cost of living and everything here, of course, is
so like he made a badass
way more
house.
comfortable.
He designed his house. It was badass. Like he had like a home theater.
Alex hates California, just so you guys know.
But no, it's just like the same thing. It's just,
That Alex, like, not this Alex. That Alex.
Me. Come to me, motherfucker. But no, it's just like, because even when they had to move back, when the Universal changed ownership, he wasn't allowed to do that. And then my cousin was like, dude, it's like, I thought like when we moved to El Paso, like I hated it because it's like, well, California, I grew up here. But then like when they moved back from here to back over there, they're like, dude, my cousin's like barely started driving, my youngest one. It's like, dude, I can enjoy my car. Yeah, dude, like you can, because traffic over there sucks. And here, like, you make plans with your friends in 5 minutes and you're hanging out 10 minutes later, you're like, cool, like we're ready at the spot. Over there, it takes you like 2 fucking hours to hang out.
Remember back in the day when we had JJ the King of Beepers, and like you could only like, like if you showed up, you did or you didn't. Like, I'm sorry,
no, because
like, if you wanted to hang out, like
now that you mentioned
either
that,
you missed it or you hung out. Like
I was watching. I don't know if you guys watch, if you're into sports or how much you're into sports and whatnot. But the NBA draft was the other day, and they did the interview with these guys, like asking them questions about the '90s. They showed them a picture of a beeper. And then a lot of them are like, that's a VCR. That's a VCR.
A VCR.
I was like, what the fuck? How do you think that's a VCR? It's a beeper.
Wow.
A beeper. They showed them a picture of a beeper, and that's what they thought it was.
VCR.
Yes.
Wow.
How?
Wow.
I don't know, man.
It's like, I get it when you see
at that
NES.
point, that's when I was like, fuck, am I really that old where I know what a beeper is?
Damn.
Dude, like, what's it called?
That's sad because it's so simple and
Yeah,
like,
dude,
like,
but it was effective. Like,
Yeah.
back
before
in the day,
cell
like,
phones, like, come on.
vinyls, like people don't know what vinyl cassettes, like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Especially like that was back then when you would like manipulate a cassette and can record over it. Like it'd be like Tres Banderos or something. And record like some fucking gin and juice. You know, like
Yeah, like you fucking have to make your mixtape, but you have to wait
You
on the
got your
fucking
own
station and be
mixtape.
like, oh fuck, they're playing my song. Record.
that was a jailbreak back then. You put the tape over the
You put
thing.
the tape over it?
Yeah, you record the fucking Power 102 mix at the end of the night. Like,
You just leave it recording overnight. You wake up, all right, let me see what I got.
exactly.
like just fucking record, like shit, I recorded the commercials.
Damn.
Yeah, like it was just like,
That's
like kids know.
You got-
that's not even that long ago.
You got all the
honestly. Like,
commercials
dude,
and
like,
kids that
soundbox.
grow up now, like
We-
especially teenagers or even early 20s, like
I
they
think
don't know what it's like to have anything past a CD or a digital download.
We had this conversation like when we started recording the podcast. Like, well, like my niece, she's 13, 14 now. She's about to turn 14 this month, and I was just like, for us when we're gonna go play outside. Like, what do you think we're gonna go play outside? Like, you're gonna go on the bike, your skateboard, play some soccer. For her playing outside, she took the iPad outside. That was playing outside.
Oh, those are extreme sports in 2020.
And I was just like me and my cousin came out. I was like, I thought you were playing. I was like, oh yeah, I have the iPad.
Yeah, I'm playing outside.
I mean, she's not lying. She was playing outside.
But I was just like,
So technically, she's smarter than you.
Technically, she's smarter than the average bear. She's
No, I was
playing
like-
outside.
no, and then we had
Trick
this
you,
like,
stupid.
She just didn't say what she was playing outside.
it's
like, I'm on a dating app outside.
It was just so
Swipe left, swipe left.
Oh,
fucking
like that,
Tinder.
dude?
What
I'm
the fuck?
12? What?
But it's so weird. Like you think about it, like she had a good backyard. Like the back, you seen the backyard back there.
No, dude, I
they
think
had the
that-
fucking tire swing and everything. Like that was, I didn't have that.
I
when
think
I was
that's why
growing up.
I still like how we were talking about game consoles. I like getting the disc versions because
Yeah.
I like having the disc. Like when you would get CD players and have all the CDs, get movies, have all the movies.
Yeah, but-
I like having that.
Yeah, we're movies.
I would
like-
imagine you guys probably have like a good collection then.
I have a
I
decent
used to in the
collection, actually.
Library, like
I actually-
somewhere where you store it. And
I
have
have,
it, like,
I think I have like 300 movies or so.
When I got
Okay.
my house, I sold like my DVDs just because it was like that's when Blu-rays were coming. I was like, fuck, I don't want to buy this again.
So
on
this is
Blu-ray.
what I don't get, in my opinion only. I know a lot of people have shit accumulated, so that's why I understand why they buy the new console and they're like, okay, cool, because I have this big library. But for me, I'm just like, I've always pirated everything. So I'm like,
No.
let me just put it on the little
Hard drive.
on this, and I can have what you have in like 3 of
Okay,
your.
I'm not gonna lie, cause I have a hard
living
drive
rooms.
dedicated to movies.
No, I'll say
That I used to
for
pirate.
me, I've always kind of trying to steer away from the pirating. I mean, I won't lie, I got into the LimeWire for that, and that shit was big. But like again, for me being a musician, and when I started learning about like all the fucking money shit and all that kind of crap, I was like, nah, dude, that sucks. So I especially now, I stayed away from streaming services for so long that I personally like buying the movies. I used to buy all the albums. Now I got Apple Music and I do that shit. But when I can, I buy movies. Like generally every fucking Black Friday, I'll buy like
I'm just like,
5 to
you know
7.
what? Like,
No,
it's a
dude,
fucking
even then,
badass
like
movie,
I
dude.
generally, if I like the movie enough, I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Like they're like $5, $6 bucks, I'll
that-
buy it.
the
But
one-
and that's good because you're supporting, but at the same time, I feel like now, where we're at now, it's
Yeah.
more like, you
I'm
can
not-
put everything that would normally be in your regular
On a
living
fucking
room would
Apple
be on
TV,
like
yeah.
a tiny little,
On a
like
fucking
saves some
SD drive,
space.
whatever,
and-
dude.
It's convenient. That's convenient. But
Especially for the
personally, for
projector.
me, I just like having the physical copy. Also, I
But what
think
if you
it looks.
scratch it? Then you're like, oh,
Dude,
So you gotta be
it's
careful.
like, oh, it's on the cloud, so it's kind of like,
No, like that's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like, I
not
just
gonna
gotta be careful with it. I mean, I like just having the physical view of it, having all the movies and shit.
I like having the
And
physical.
that's
It's like, okay, and everybody probably hates this, but it's like the equivalent to like getting up and like instead of having a remote, let me change the channel.
Oh yeah, I remember that, dude. Remember my grandma says,
What would you rather have? Like, would you rather get up and change the channel? Like, those are all your DVDs. You have to get up and load the disc. What would you rather have? Just have it ready and just. That's the future.
Just
We're
like
gonna
the-
get to that point.
we became-
I'm trying not.
became lazy.
I'm trying not to get fat. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, still
I will
fat.
get up from the couch to the
So you're
TV
telling
if I
me
have
that's
to.
your
Dude, either one
that's
was
your
still
just
fat.
to work out is like, you know what? I watched Harry Potter for the past. You know,
Hey, it is the season.
as
It's
long
time
as
to
I
wa-
get up
it's time-
every time, I know I'm gonna get these abs.
It's time to watch the saga,
Dude,
the Harry Potter saga
It's
right
the
now,
season
guys.
of eating ass.
It's Christmas.
That's what it is.
What?
I was like, it's the season of eating ass, dude.
Damn, dude.
This is not
we,
long
al-
as
we
that.
we almost made it through a whole episode without you mentioning eating an ass.
Take eating ass away from me.
Yeah, apparently not. I was honestly.
It's a season, dude.
I mean, as
because,
long as you can pull the ass from your face.
because like
but-
on the summer, it's swampy. You don't want to eat that.
Whoever is getting their ass eaten by Alex, we need you to report
Don't.
so
if
that
you do,
we can pull
here
you
for this.
away very soon.
And again, to be
because
clear,
for
that
one,
Alex, not this Alex.
yeah,
that
this guy,
Alex.
we need to check his mouth.
Clean, I've been clean.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like the one with the collection, like the one thing. There's always movies that I always buy, no matter how they come out.
Eating ass 1, 2, and 3.
No, it's Backdoor Sluts 6, 7, 8.
Actually, yeah,
Damn.
6, 7, 8, and 15.
And
right when it comes in
1080p.
15.
1080p.
Fuck, I'm in the
Eating ass
4K.
1080p.
120 frames per second.
Fuck yeah, dude.
120 females per second.
Shit, I'm always fucking 6. No, but like the movies that I always like to buy, no matter what the medium is. Like I'm a big growing up. One of my favorite movies was the Godfather trilogy. Like I was 4 and my dad showed me those movies, and I love those movies. So I would always buy like limited edition, like on DVD and then Blu-ray. I have the VHS still. Fucking 2 movies for each, but then like I still have it in digital, so it's like I'm gonna watch them. But the same thing with Bullet. Bullet is one of my favorite movies.
No,
Steve
say
McQueen.
I won't do that. I won't buy multiple versions of the movie. If I have the movie, that's how I got it. If I get it on DVD, I get it on DVD. If I got it on Blu-ray,
Yeah,
I
but
get it on
have you
Blu-ray.
seen the new fucking Back to the Future DVD set?
I did see
Blu-ray,
that
the
actually.
4K?
I was kind
it's
of tempted to
fucking
buy that. I did see
Dude,
that.
it comes with an RC car.
I don't really care about the RC car. I care about the movie. No, but
I don't
again,
even watch
that
movies,
was,
bro.
That was the
Like-
reason, and that was like the breaking for me buying the disc version of the PS5 to as opposed to digital version because I wanted to have the 4K
Yeah, but
the
then
drive.
they send you because the disc drive the digital version of the PS5 is the one with more problems. Because,
I bought the Xbox version of the digital.
no,
the,
so like
the S
PlayStation,
series.
the PlayStation, what they did for cooling, it's a liquid metal. So without the disk drive, apparently they have leaks, and as soon as that liquid metal touch any electrical shit, he just dies.
So JJ doesn't text you and like, hey, the king of beepers. Your system is start. I don't know.
Like, it's just like, you fucked it up. You wasted $500.
Or
Fuck
1,000,
you.
depending on who you bought it from.
Dude, I totally forgot about JJ King of Beakers. That's crazy. I think there used to be one on fucking Dyer in that shopping center that turned into the Walmart. It used to be a huge thing.
I only remember the one off the freeway.
Which one, the JJ?
Main one.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. It's like, no,
That sucks, man. What do you think happened to him once he realized, oh, fuck, beepers are done for?
Dude, like,
I wonder when
late
he
90s.
realized it. He's like, damn.
It has to be like late 90s, dude.
It's over.
Could you imagine one of his points?
I can't
one of
provide
his
$5
workers
beepers.
was like,
Dude, like,
bro,
even,
JJ, cell phones are coming up. You gotta get into the cell phone game. Nah, man. Beepers are where it's
I'm
at.
JJ, the king of beepers. But I can't be JJ, the king of cell phones.
Like, I realize, like, doctors had them for, like, what? Like, even in the 2000s, they still have beepers. But now you look at doctors, everything's on their phone now, too.
Yeah.
Like, they get all this, because, like, I have my cousin, she's an actual, like, surgical nurse. She, like, we were hanging out the other day, like, dude, I gotta go back to work. I was like, what? There's a fucking surgery I have to go to.
It's the same thing like buying a game now. Like before, you just buy a game and play it online with your friends, and now there's like
not even online, like couch.
download pack after download pack after download
I
pack
fucking
just
hate
to
that.
extend shit.
I will hate
Yeah,
that.
like, when I see a game, it's just like couch,
I
pull
can't-
up, it's like, fuck
I
yeah,
can't-
dude.
What? I've been standing up all day playing this thing. Like I can't get past this level.
Yeah, because you couldn't afford a couch.
Right? I have this little plastic
I can't say
outside
anything.
lawn.
I can't
like
say
that.
anything.
I like that
I
as a
can't
little
say
fucking
anything.
And a
sandbag.
32-inch TV in front of me. I just
can
moved
say
into my new
anything.
apartment.
I can say anything because, like, one of my favorite shirts in my house is one of my car shirts for my racing cars. So I took it out and I kept it, and that's where I hang out. Like, I'm just sitting in my car shirt.
You live like those fucking memes of the. I always see girls posting the memes like they posted memes like guys live like this and they think it's okay and it's just a fucking little couch.
but I still have
with
the
a TV on the floor.
I'm sorry,
have the
I
good
hate to
couch.
interrupt, but I feel like we have to have a slight interruption for like a slight little beatbox session from Caesar.
Oh.
Yeah. And I hear him, he wants to get in it so
Nah.
bad. He's like,
Hey man, that's just me.
It's in the background right now.
I'm always writing them like that.
that's good. No, that's
your
good.
noise
man.
just come out from here.
What-
and
what-
there.
Yeah,
like
you,
some
want me,
secret-
you want me to be Marshall? Like, dude, like, you're always beeping on this shit.
He's B-Rabbit.
Well, it's because every time I talk to you and you call me,
Well, it's because, like,
No,
I
this is-
beatbox you all the time.
you want to know?
And you
This is
understand
what
me.
Alex does. Alex will call me, and then I answer, and he's singing in the background, random noises, what he's doing. Like he's like, just sitting on the toilet. I'm just like,
And you're
hello?
beatboxing to it. Let me just give you a theme.
I'm like, you know what? Okay,
Let me
hold on,
direct
dude.
the rest
If
of
we're
your
gonna do
afternoon.
that, let me give you a fucking beat, and then we'll go from there.
Taking the dumb. I ate too many jalapenos. My ass burns. Fuck that.
And again, we go back to the ass.
But it was fucking jalapenos were fire.
God,
No, but it was just like, fuck us.
I don't know. I
But
gotta-
no, like with the fucking beepers, like, yeah, they fucked up. It's just doctors now, it's like, it's on the cell phone too. Like, beepers were used to doctors like in the early 2000s.
He's like, hey,
still.
we need you. We need you to like put your finger
But
on
it was
somebody's
just like-
butt or something. Like,
It was like 911. It's like, what do you have to me to do? It's like, put something, I don't know, like put that thumb on your butt. Like, oh shit.
well, you know what? We got plenty of people backed up for that.
That sucks,
like-
man. I feel like beepers are probably worse because I mean, I think now when you get the cell with your phone, you see a number come up or call you, and
You
you
know
see,
it's a serious
you know,
thing.
like fuck, but then you hear it right away with a beeper. You just see the number, like fuck,
Like
Yeah,
when
but
you're in the
that's-
middle
they
of
have number
surgery
codes.
and I
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah.
Now I gotta
fuck.
go find a phone to call this number because something's going
At
on.
least a phone call. You don't
Yeah,
know
and,
what
like,
the
Yeah.
when you
information
see like
is.
when
Yeah.
you see like 80s or 70s like detective movies, and you have to like think it was like, well, they had to stop and then use a fucking public phone to make a call to the station.
Talking about Ice-T?
Not like yes movies like in
oh,
the
okay,
80s,
sorry.
80s, 70s.
Ice-T.
Ice-T? What
No,
isn't he
like
on
from
those
the-
fucking investigation movies?
He's on
now?
like the
yeah.
CSI
Where's-
and whatnot.
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
like one of my favorite,
Like
like one of my favorite
non-necessary
movies.
shit.
I
One of
saw there was a comedian once too that was making fun of him because they was like, man, isn't it funny how Ice-T used to fucking rap about hitting cops? And now he's on the TV show playing a cop.
Dude, like when we were watching NWA at your place.
Yeah.
Because the first time I watched NWA, I was fucked up drunk. But then I was like,
Never
I-
seen an NWA?
He just watched
the
it like
movie.
basically
I
2
watched
weeks
it like
ago.
sober for the first time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this should happen. It's like, it's a good movie, but I was just like, damn, like yes, with the same thing with my favorite movie.
There's no hockey?
Like my favorite, like, one of my favorite ones is Bullet, and it's just funny how like he has to stop on a payphone and it's like call the police station. Like imagine now, it's like doing that. It's like first,
Hey, matter of fact,
finding a payphone nowadays.
There's still a payphone, or maybe that is the station, not the phone itself, but they're still by my crib.
Dude, the one by
gotta
Lubbock
hit it
is
up.
still the fucking kids, but there's no phone there anymore.
That's by Southwestern Bell or what?
Yeah. No. So there's still
VA
one
hospital?
in the neighborhood is still there, existing. Obviously non-functional, no phone, no nothing, no
Telling you,
line,
man.
but it's still
Nostalgia
the booth
thing.
is still there. Yeah.
To continue your call, play
Chico's
25
tacos and a
cents.
payphone.
If you want to call your parents from jail,
Dude, it's
If you,
so
get a,
much.
if you get a collect call, you know you're fucking.
Hey, talk to me in jail about
Yeah.
Dude, I had so many of those
You gotta
calls.
tell your parents real quick, like
You hear right away.
No, this is like all the times that I got arrested. Like I never call my parents.
That's what it is. It's
It's
like
always calling my
you have a
friends, like,
collect call
no,
from
my friend.
Al. If you would like to accept the charges, please say yes. God damn it, Alex! What the fuck did you do?
No, it was the opposite for me. It's like,
You said my last name, you
he's
have to
like,
bleep
you
that
have
motherfucker.
a collect call from,
I
please
didn't say
get me
your
out of
last
jail. I
name.
came
Yeah,
in
you
last
should
night. I
just-
got
Oh,
fucking
bleep
up.
it.
Blip it twice. No,
I gotta bleep it.
we don't use like our last name. Where the fuck is this dog coming from?
What is that noise?
Honestly, I think they abuse the dogs over here in the corner. I always hear them all the time. I'm like, dude, you live like a block away,
No,
and
no,
how
same
how
thing.
can I hear you?
They're like, I was talking to Gus yesterday, and he was like, oh yeah, like his wife, grandfather used to hang out on Lincoln Park and just drink beers in the front. I was like, well, it's funny because I always used to skate on Lincoln Park because that gap from the basketball court to the other one, it was like the perfect, like you gotta flip this shit, like you gotta kick flip, heel flip, whatever. We used to skate that all the time, but it was always funny because we see these like old school homeboys sitting in a lawn chair just drinking Dos Equis. Like he was like, you ain't got shit, fool. I was like, God damn. Like shit.
You know what I think would be cool? If we could
Tricks.
get Lincoln Park to play a show at Lincoln Park.
Dude, once
Momo Chester.
So circling back to like,
That's how we bring it back to the shit.
yeah. So speaking of, if you can see, you probably can't see, but if you were to see out here, the Juarez border, all this, once it gets back to normal, of course, everything's gonna get backed up.
Yeah.
So imagine all that traffic looking down here at the arts district, what we would like to consider the new arts district.
It's gonna be, yeah.
Once the parks open back up again. So behind us, I don't know if you've seen, there's another building that's connected to us. It's probably twice the size of this building. They want to renovate it and do the same thing with this, and we're trying to encourage other creators to rent it out. So downstairs, there's actually a good, I guess, lobby area, and we want to have food trucks come in.
Yeah.
So we basically want to make this into the new, what's it
Another
called?
art district, yeah.
An art district, but like the fountains.
Oh, yeah.
To where people are constantly coming through here on a regular basis and coming through, seeing artwork, getting to like, we're just trying to create something new for El Paso to have as a active community.
Yeah.
More
involvement.
like a creative active community.
Yeah,
Because
creative,
like, if you think about the fountain,
yes.
this is like, it's just fucking big ass stores.
Yeah.
But like,
But in a
having
sense
that,
where you
like,
can be
walk
hands-on
around
and
and it's like, oh,
yeah.
like you are making pops, you're making chocolate.
Yeah, we're trying to make El
El
Paso a little bit better than to just be like a conglomerate of just small businesses. Like that's what we are. It's what we've always been. So,
Be
like,
dope.
yeah, if we can make it into more of like an active, like hands-on.
I would
involvement
say
with
I think that's the
community.
cool thing because that's why I like that when Gus opened the brewery here, that he expanded away from downtown because I think
Yeah.
everybody was
Yeah,
getting too
because-
downtown centric. That it was like, all right, we get it, downtown, yes, but like there's other areas in the city where
But
we
even in
need
that
to get
sense,
to,
it's a typical thing to open anything having to do with alcohol in general.
and downtown.
No, in general, in the hot spots, which would be
gotcha.
like the
Yeah,
like the east side, Zaragoza, Tierras, all that.
Yeah, it's either like
that's
that or
always been a
downtown,
thing.
and
But
that's
like we need to expand past that and do more for the creatives. And I hate to say this because I mean, obviously, we all love to drink here. So everybody goes out to the hot spots, right? So why not make it more involved to
I
the
hate going to
community?
hot spots. I'm sorry, I hate going where all the people go.
Yeah.
I like being where there's not too many people and I can actually
but
just
it's
chill.
So why not make it a hot
and
spot
drink.
where you can come
Yeah.
and bring your family, bring like
Yeah, that's why
everybody?
I prefer the areas where it's chill, and I'm like, look, there's somewhere else we can go where it isn't just so fucking people. Where it's all the little kids, I like to say, who think drinking is just
What the
getting
fuck?
drunk and acting a fool.
Yeah. We want to stay away from that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to
What the
like
fuck's going on?
get involved with stuff, like. And El Paso has little by little started getting its art community together,
I
and
think, yeah, like ever since they built the art space, it kind of grew up a little bit, but it's still in the same spots downtown. Don't get me wrong, like still the art district,
but look where we are.
but like
So
we
imagine-
have the murals
Yeah.
under
Yeah.
the Spaghetti Ball. We have Galleria Lincoln. Then,
Once that's all built, imagine how many people are going to be waiting on the line.
Yeah,
and
man.
What's
For
going to
them
be in their direct
Yeah,
vision?
so they can see it and
This
know,
area.
like, hey, next time we're here, we have to go there.
Stop this.
Yeah.
No, well, let's just.
No, because it's 1 minute.
We got time, dude. We got time.
In 20 minutes? Okay,
We can end it. So I guess with that, I think that's a good ending point to say, like, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we like about this. I think that's why we came up with this podcast. We want to do that to bring a spotlight on things that are up and coming within the city that people might not know about. So again, with that, thank you to Alex for letting us come down to his little workspace here at the Bodega Shared Space to kind of show us what he's got going on. Real quick before we end and go out, is there anything you want to say to people, get them to know about, anything you want to plug, anything like that?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. I just want to say thank you to everybody here, especially Bodega's workspace. Everybody that's been here has been so overwhelmingly welcoming, and we just want to have more creatives in here. We want to expand. Just look into it more. I promise you there will be more information coming from all the land that's coming, because right now they're still building the
bridge and all
the
that
bridge. And once these guys get out of here, we're going to have that other building. So there's going to be a lot more space for creative space. So just come back, refer to us, and we promise we'll give you as much as we can, as much as information. We want to build it into like a newer thing. Like, what's her name? There's that new, I think she wants to run for governor. I'm not sure. Veronica Carbajal?
yeah.
I think Veronica Carbajal. Yeah, she wants to make El Paso the capital of the art world, literally. Like, that's a big thing. That's a big thing to say. And if we can make it happen, then we just need to come together as a group, and we can all prosper together. Yeah. That's really all it is. It's like as a team in El Paso, we can make this shit happen.
Yeah,
Language,
exactly.
but,
So, I mean, just make sure you guys are supporting local. Make sure you guys check out everything else that you might not really think to check out. You never know what you're going to end up liking. You never know what you're going to find as a new beauty to you, what you think is beautiful. So, again, thank you to Alex for letting us come down. Alex, you want to go ahead and thank our sponsors?
Shout out to the sponsors. Old SheepDog, located at 3900 Rosa Avenue, Paso Texas 79905, right here in Lincoln Park, with the same spot where you can look for Bodega upstairs from Old SheepDog. And also thank you to Vitolas, located in 216 West Franklin, El Paso, Texas 79901, right across the baseball stadium. You guys can get your cigars and just find your flavor there. And don't be bitch, or don't be, what's
that word we talked about?
No, I was trying to correct. Don't be a culo.
Yes.
Okay, that's the word.
Culo el que se raje, don't be a culo.
Yes.
And come by to all the local spots and enjoy.
Matter of fact, that's what it says downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, don't be a culo and come by down to Bodega, Old SheepDog, Vitolas, and enjoy what's going on locally. Just have fun.
Yeah, and as always, guys, please be sure to check out 6feetunderstudios.com, where you will find links to all of our streaming platforms. Again, our YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcast links are on there, as well as all of our other projects that we got going on. Also, again, you'll find our local spotlight, where we like to feature anybody that we work with within the given week, or within our new podcast. We always like to put something about them to give them a little feature. So be sure to check that out so you can get some more information on what's going on here locally. And thank you again for listening to us, guys. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we will see you guys next time.
We'll be back for the second one, I promise you.
Yeah, and
different location, but
guys, don't forget. Don't forget, stay hard out there.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you.